You get it?
Hi there, everybody. Welcome to Roll
Hey,
with
guys.
Advantage. My name is Joe, and welcome to session number 50
Woo!
of Isles of Iverion. Yes, session 50. Getting right up in those numbers where the campaign's going to have a midlife crisis any session now. And honestly, it seems as though the midlife crisis for this campaign is going to be a spaceship.
Hell yeah.
Yep. All right. On that note, let's roll the intro. We're back. Yeah. Woo. Okay. So with that, we'll go ahead and dive right into today's
Just want to point out
session.
our task list where it says "Don't die." Oops.
Oh.
Continue.
I mean,
Lila and I both. Oops.
Yep.
but you didn't die though.
Yeah.
Right. You're right.
So we're
Not
good.
all the way. Just like
Yeah.
on the edge.
Yes. Sorry,
Yeah.
Joe. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just thought it was funny.
No, you're good. You are golden, my man. So
Thanks, dog.
Yeah, bro. All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and dive into today's session. As is tradition here on Roll with Advantage, I do not do the summaries myself. I have the players do the summaries because they're very nice people, and it's just one thing to lighten the load of DMing the 3 campaigns. So this week on summary, I was wrong, so I'm very sorry, River, if you did write a summary. Gemma, you're
I
on
totally
summary
did.
this week.
I fully did. I prepare like that. Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Sweet. Okay. So then you guys can just alternate every word in your summary.
Oh, sick, yeah. That works.
Yeah, that'll be totally not disjointed and terrible to listen to. Just kidding. All right. Gemma, whenever you're ready, take it away. Summarize. Speak it plain, child.
Well.
Whenever you're ready.
I just those intros, I can't. Anyways. So, illustrious, there we go. Party. Already worn down a little bit from having to get our way into the keep, going through 2 different waves of other Children of the Flame, although first one, Blossom was Lila was able to dissuade into fighting. We get into the keep, we start combat with Draven's forces, and are kind of hit hard by them, especially done in by a couple of line spells, but that's fine. And so, as a result, Lila falls unconscious and is held hostage by one of Draven's kind of corrupted Children of the Flame. And Draven himself is just calling for our surrender, obviously at the cost of, Lila. But through some misty step, Lila was able to get herself out to safety and get herself healed up, and so the party keeps going. Only for Nalfian to then drop unconscious and Draven pull the same thing, calling for our surrender or else cost the life of Nalfian. And so everyone kind of is in a little bit of a hard spot, and so Eurydice tries to stall for us, hoping to get enough time for our backup of Keothi and Blossom to come in. And the Banshee, especially, is not really having this, trying to push Draven into continuing. And eventually, Draven decides to do so, but the delay was enough for Blossom and Keothi to come into the keep and, through some quick action, get Lila away from everyone, push everyone to the side thanks to Blossom's command, and lead to Draven's surrender. And so the rest of Children of the Flame that we befriended come in, with Child Tomlin putting handcuffs to block any magic from Draven onto him. And we try and get something out of Draven, especially Eurydice asking for what he knew about her confirmed dark friend, Aunt Ira. But Draven just chooses to basically remain silent and only says that he wants to speak with a light bearer. So now that Draven is candled and contained, the party move on to have a little peek through Ira's office. And they find some gold, some magic items, but most importantly, they find two different things. First being a collection of letters and notes that outline Ira's interests and movements, with concern to what happened on the Cursed Isle, which seems to be, I guess, the stronghold of the cult of House Markold, in the absence of Cassius, who was the architect and running the whole thing, now that he is just bamfed off somewhere with one of the other 13 and Emriel. There's also discussion about how the seals that were repelling the Dark One from this reality are weakened, now that all the Forsaken are confirmed to be released. And that she plans to head up through Halfcrest to the Swamplands. We also find a chest with 4 elemental bombs that were intended as a quote-unquote gift for Eurydice. And we are thankfully able to realize that these bombs are set to essentially detonate after a certain amount of time has passed from their creation. And it's not something you can exactly stop to, actually use it as a proper bomb. So the party just have to dispel that and also get some help from the temple in doing so. And then we'll head on to Huntsman's Lodge to do a little bit of planning, to do a little bit of checking in to make sure everything's okay after everything that happened with the siege. With especially concern around what's going to happen with Ephron's bomb to destroy the vestige of Shadow. So then we all kind of break from that point. Lila helps Ephron in locating potential astral rifts that could lead to Emriel and the two Forsaken that are trapped. And Eurydice does some cute little father-daughter bonding time, hoping to catch up on those lost 18 years of time, essentially. And Nalfine and Twig go back into the city to update the Children of the Flame about the need to evacuate so that Ephron's bombs can be detonated with hopefully minimal harm. And we also learn that the Lightbearer Hofgar Almer is also set to arrive soon to honour Draven's request to speak with him. And so we have a little bit of a talk with him, just to share everything that we know and get a little bit of information from him. Most importantly, that he thinks that he can help contain the bomb so it's not at such a high radius as it was expected to be. And also talks about how concerning the Dawnbreaker kind of being back now thanks to Eurydice, that she's not exactly something that should be contained and ordered through from the Hidden Flame or the Children of the Flame, and that, as a spoke of the wheel, that she's meant to hold her own autonomy. But then time comes to deal with Draven, and Hrothgar was able to correctly guess that Draven's gonna try and pull some shit and ask for a chance of redemption and to take a pilgrimage to the Tower of Nabir Tamon. And Hrothgar is essentially like, yeah, sure, you could do that, but takes all his memories, so he has to give all the information and all that from all that time as being essentially a dark friend to Children of the Flame, and is left with nothing. No clothing, essentially, besides like the bare minimal, no equipment, no nothing, and is sent out basically as a clean slate, none of his memories, and a new person.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thank you very much. Wonderful, wonderful job on the summary there. So we'll go ahead and pick up right there. As our group of adventurers have kind of split up, we have Lila and Eurydice staying back at the Huntsman's Lodge. Lila working with Ephron on the whole radiant bombs to deal with the vestiges of Shadow. Like you said, Eurydice having that quality time with her father. Keothi and Blossom doing their best to fix things that have gone wrong in the city in the aftermath of the siege. And that leaves Twig and Nalfine making their way out of the Keep of the Hunt, which is this area where a lot of the foul deeds of Draven Hunt had been done, but now is, well, definitely nowhere near as corrupted, and that's something that you both can feel upon exiting it. You are able to really kind of take in the presence of the children of the flame when they're spurred on by someone who really is doing this for the right reasons. The people of the village, as you exit, being able to hear all of the sounds of the village, turning down a little bit as it is currently heading into the evening hours upon your return and exiting of the keep. But the two of you exit out. And you can see the people, although most of them are gone, put away, and leaving the city, the small activity that is still here, there's hope among the people. So, Nalfian, Twig, as the two of you exit the keep and get far enough away that the screams of Draven Hunt can no longer be heard, what are the two of you doing?
Takes like, what, 4 hours, right, to get out to the Huntsman?
Yeah.
Oof, okay. And what time is it now?
I think at this point it's probably about 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Nalfian kind of like removing his hands from around Twig's ears so she didn't have to hear Hunt. Is just kind of gonna offer to take her by the hand, and I guess we're gonna head back to the inn for the night. I don't think he necessarily wants to try to go out this late to get back to the Huntsman's Lodge.
Yeah, which that checks out. Okay, cool. So then as the two of you are heading in that direction, the, 10, 15-minute walk that it is there anything that the two of you were talking about on your way back there?
Yeah, I mean, unless Twig had something specific. Just kind of like holding onto her hand. He has not mentioned avoiding the conversation about how he, almost died today. As they're walking back, he's just gonna say, I have a surprise for you. By the way. When we get back.
What kind of surprise?
A good kind of surprise that I think you deserve after all of this.
Okay.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was just a lot happened today. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of their walk, like, besides when Nalfian's, like, directly trying to, like, bring up things, she's very much just kind of, definitely still holding his hand and all that, but, she's, like, mainly staring at the ground, like, very much thinking.
Yeah, and he wouldn't
but she's
push
not going to
it.
say anything for whilst they're walking.
Yeah, and Nauf wouldn't push that. I mean, he's sometimes pretty okay at reading a room. But when they get back to the tavern, is there a lot of people here still, or are people kind of moving out?
No, because the people have sort of faded out and left for the most part, there's not a whole lot of activity going on in here in particular, as there's a little bit of chit chat and a little bit of people, and you can see that in the corner of the stage, you can see Alistair sitting on a small stool on that stage as he's currently singing a song, more of a hymn than anything else. As he eventually kind of stops as he sees the two of you and smiles and waves. And to the, 7 people that are in the tavern, he says, I hate to end your performance short, but I promise I'll be back. So, for those of you that are still here, just distract yourselves for a little bit. And he'll make his way over towards the two of you and say, oh, I am so glad that the two of you are alive. And he kind of
I
looks.
guess I could say the same about you. Nauf just kind of brushes that comment off.
Yeah. The other two.
Everyone's fine.
Good. 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 I didn't expect any different. But glad to hear that everyone is all right. So are they just
They
avoiding
are.
the...
Eurydice is connecting with her father right now.
And Lila?
Figuring out our next steps.
Got it.
I think we have a lot to talk about.
Okay. Right, next steps. All that good stuff. A lot going on, yeah?
Alistair, you have
Yeah.
somewhere you can go, right? After all of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Got plenty of places to go and people to see. Things to do.
Does he
Yeah.
does he mean that?
Make an insight check.
Okay. My dice are 1 second. They were across the room, sorry.
Of course they were.
15.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not exactly being truthful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we'll kind of walk them over to have a seat at like a table. If there is anyone in here, maybe get some dinner for them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Poor innkeeper, Ysolda. She kind of, a very averting gaze. She just kind of drops some food and drinks off at the table. Doesn't say anything to you because she feels very bad, considering the talking to you gave her.
Yeah.
And what the hell was that?
Trouble just knocked over all of my dice. Holy shit! Sorry,
Oh my god.
that scared the crap out of me. It's
Oh
okay.
my god. I could hear it from up here.
It's fine.
Are your dice okay?
Yes, he is also okay. He tried to
Yeah.
jump onto the table and hit the dice tray.
He forgets how big
Really
he is.
funny. Wow. Continue, sorry.
Okay, yeah. And so she drops off some food, and as you kind of like gesture for him to sit with you, he's like, all right. I mean, I do have got a killer performance I got to get back to, but I suppose I can spare a few minutes for a fan.
Now Theo looks at the 7 other people. Right.
Who didn't react when he said he had to leave.
We're gonna be heading up to Hearthcrest in the next few days. Sooner rather than later. If you wanted to tag along, you're more than welcome to come with us.
I mean, I'll think about it. I mean, I don't.
I mean, I don't want to impose or anything.
No,
I'm
no,
sure
it's not that at all. It's I've got a lot of things going on in my life right now, and I just
Right.
I just got to make sure I can pencil it into the old schedule book.
Nelfian again looks around at the 7 other people in the room. Right. Again, don't have to give us an answer right now. I'm just putting that offer on the table.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
place
no.
is not going to be around for much longer.
He kind of like furrows his brows at that, like.
Nelfian will take the time
What?
to explain what exactly that threatening sentence means,
Oh.
and like explain what we're gonna do to purify the place.
Oh, holy shit! Oh my god.
Right.
Wow,
so
yeah,
again,
that definitely puts a.
if you wanted to come with us, you're more than welcome to tag along. But I understand someone as skilled as you got places to be, people to see.
Yeah, I just have a quick question, and be as honest as you want. How often do you go to a city and you realize the only viable thing for saving the area is to blow up the city? Is that common? Because that has a big impact on
It's
what
not
I
really
decide to do
about
with my
the city
time.
itself, though. It's more so this thing inside the city.
I know, but there's still a city getting kind of destroyed.
We've let the proper people know. People are moving out as we speak. clearing their things.
Oh, like
As soon as this is taken care of, we are going to
Yeah.
rebuild. People, they'll have somewhere safe to come back to.
no, yeah, great, all fine and dandy. Honestly, great that you also thinking ahead. Those extra few steps, the rebuilding that's great. I'm just curious: is this an outlier in terms of the time that you spent adventuring, or is this a common occurrence? Because, like, you see, I really like all of you, and I'd love to spend more time with you. I'm going to be really honest about that. But if a common occurrence is you go to a city, and then a few days after you go to the city needs to be leveled?
I will say this is a first for
Okay.
us.
All right.
So,
That's good. That's good, at least. A first, hopefully, it is an outlier. Because, you know, I mean...
nothing shrugs at that.
See, that makes me nervous. When you have that much nonchalantness about it, do you realize how cracked that is?
Friend, I've had a really long day. I realized how fucked a lot of this is.
Yeah, you do look like shit. Ugh.
Watch what you say. Now Finn will, like, run a hand through his hair.
He's like, you said it, not me. But I'm sorry. Not all of us can be a hero and look as good as I do.
Nalfia just kind of gives him a look.
You know what? No, I think I will come with you. Someone's got to keep you humble, right?
As a knight of House Forrester, being humble is on one of my many tenets. But I'll remember that. But yes.
I mean, it's not necessarily being humble, it's not having, pride. I guess
See?
leaning into pride?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Looks like some knight's got to do a little bit of studying tonight. Had to be corrected by his lady. Oops.
Alright, I am still putting the pieces together. Needless to say,
I don't know. Did you change your mind yet about inviting me?
leaning that way.
All right. Well, then I'm definitely
Think
coming.
about it.
Nope,
Think about it.
definitely. Nope. No need to think. I am booked. Cleared it all. Booked for you. Coming along.
I'm just gonna look at Twig. I may have made a mistake here.
Hey, you're too sweet.
Anyway, I just wanted to give you an update on what's happening. Thank you for what you did here. Maybe you'll be one of those heroes that you sing about.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I guess that is. Oh. Now listen. Honestly, I love all of you. I think you're great. I've said that before. Idea. I run into issues with money quite frequently. Thought. All of you have quite a thing going on, right? You're going from place to place. You were in Highland Pass. You did some stuff there. Probably went and did a few other things. Then you came to Wheat Hill. Granted, the city's gonna blown the fuck up, but still saved it. Still saved it. At least they saved the people. The people have saved the town. Ooh, not so much, but the people. I mean, what? You just want any bard willy-nilly writing down whatever they want about anything? No. You need someone to keep the facts straight. I mean, about as straight as me, I guess. You know, you want a little bit of wiggle room in there. Yeah.
Well,
Makes for a better story.
We already have William Bossman writing something.
Oh, what man is a hack? You know, he steals half of his work, changes a few names, changes a couple of plot points. Yeah, he is. I hear doesn't even write all of his own work. I hear it's William Bosserman's just a pin name. He's the face. He's got 4 or 5 other people writing plays that then he publishes under his name.
So what exactly are you proposing then?
Well, listen, right? What you don't want is you don't want a stranglehold on the market. You could go to William Bosserman. You could let him use your names, your rights. You could have the biggest productions and the biggest playhouse in Iverion. But you know what you don't get with William Bosserman? And he gives you like a knowing look, like you should know.
Enlighten me.
And he kind of deflates. The gritty charm of some unknown writing your story. It's new, it's fresh, it's different. It's sexy, you know? It's underground. Oh, gritty.
Yeah.
And he kind of like purr like arr. That was weird, sorry. I just
Yeah, it was. It's a young girl at the table, but I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. Alright. I'll see what the rest
Oh, Nalfian, not that the characters are sexy, the appeal of the story is sexy.
Well, I mean, I'm in the story, aren't I?
Alright, yes, you're a very beautiful man, Nalfian. We know, alright?
I mean, you're the one who's saying it. I didn't have to say it. See, right, Twig? See, that's not pride when other people do it. Am I right?
I I don't want to. I don't want to go into this conversation.
Oh, just kind of takes him by the hand.
all right.
Alright, anyway.
Nalfian,
Let me talk to
you're
the
sexy,
rest.
Nalfian. Is that what you wanted me to say? You're sexy. The
All right.
story's sexy.
My daughter's sitting
All
at
of
the
it's,
table.
all of it's.
Alright.
All right.
All right.
Sorry. I'll stop using the
What's
word
it?
sexy. Sorry. And the point is, it's different. It's new. It's exciting. Competition breeds
Alright,
innovation.
I will speak to everyone else. Again, the offer was always to bring you along, friend. And if you feel that you want to write what you see, I'm sure that'll be fine.
Nice. Sweet.
Alright, Twig, are you hungry?
No, I'm all right. I think I'll just go up to the room and you two can talk about things.
Well, I did have something I wanted to talk to you about, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Oh, I
Alright,
thought you were talking to me. Sorry. Well,
Alistair, if you'll excuse us. And now he's gonna get up from the table.
yeah, all right. It's a good talk. Remember what I said. Arr. Right? Yeah. All right.
Alright.
Okay.
Now Finn's gonna go upstairs with Twig.
Sorry about the
I've
delay to
never
the
felt-
performance. As he goes back to
I've
the
never
stage.
felt Nalfian, like, facepalm more in my entire life.
Oh. Guys, so ridiculous. Okay.
Oh my god, yeah, I don't know if we can bring him anymore. Nalfian's regret.
He's already
Oh.
outside as well.
As we're walking up the stairs, you could just hear him muttering under his breath, I can't believe I was like that at one point.
Oh god. All right. So with that, Twig and Nalfian, you head upstairs and you head into your into the room that most of you share. So as you head in, although it is springtime, the evenings are still a little chilly in all honesty. So as you make your way in, you can see that there has been a fireplace that has been, or there's a fire in the fireplace in the room that has been set up and is currently crackling and burning as you enter, providing a nice cozy warmth to the interior of the room. So the two of you enter. What would you like to do?
Oh yeah, as we walk in, Nalfian's just gonna say, I apologize. Being around Alistair makes me sometimes forget a little bit of how far I think I've come. And how far I still need to go. I think he means well, though. And
I mean, I feel like you're definitely not that.
that makes me feel good to know. But today has been it's been a lot. So I wanted to, and it kind of like goes over to where his things are. All right. So to try and take our minds off of everything, um, we're going to Hearthcrest soon, and there happens to be a tournament or something there, and Eurydice and I both wanted to get you an early birthday present. And he'll hand her the kingdoms and castle cards that he got, which I believe had Varnast and Alec, right?
Yeah.
I think he's already got Alec.
Yeah. It
Oh,
was, no,
okay,
it
so
was
it was
The
just
Alex
Varnast.
now?
pretty sure it was Varnast and Morgonix.
Oh yes, the special Morgonix one. Yeah, yeah, and he'll hand it to her.
Yeah, she'll just take them. Spend way too long just like looking at them, but like completely out of her like own little out of like the current reality, just so engulfed in just like looking at it, reading through it, looking at like the art on it and all that shit. And then she kind of like comes back into reality, and she's just gonna
go and give him a little hug.
Mm.
I'll hug her back. I know it's not the complete set yet. They're very hard to come by. But
Well, I mean, it seems like Hearthcrest would be the place to get them, right? So,
that's right. You gotta get them before anyone else can, so that way you can win. Which you're gonna win.
I mean, I hope I have a good chance of it.
Well, you kick my butt every time, and Keothi seems to be pretty good, and you've played a few games against her. I know you can win. I'm very sorry about today.
I don't think there's anything to be sorry about.
Yeah, I know. I just
And, well, I did have something I wanted to say to you anyways, so,
all right.
I just, especially after what happened today, I wouldn't want to not have the chance to. And so I guess I would just say it now.
And Alf will kind of like sit on like a chair nearby, so he's face level with her.
Yeah, I mean, even if he's doing that, Twig's just very much looking to the corner of the room. Um, just kind of like clean onto like the bottom of her dress, just
It's just that, well, I've been thinking a lot about what you said the other day. And, well, I guess about things beyond just that. And I realize I never really answered you, and I don't know how to answer you. And so I just thought I just thought I would say that I feel like a lot of things, especially with me, are messy about family and all that. I mean, I just I don't try to let it be. I try the opposite. I do, but I don't know. I guess I don't. I don't know. And, well, I just thought how, you're not meant to choose who your family is, right? I mean, that's something that's meant to be decided by fate and all that, but then I thought, well, Mother must have chosen me, I guess. She must have, if she took me in as a baby, I don't know. But then, if she gets to choose, then why don't I? I mean, isn't that not fair if it's only her that she gets to do the choosing, and I know that you're not meant to choose any of it, but, you know, I just thought if I was able to, I wish I could have chosen you.
You can see for a second there was like like a look of concern on his face. But I think something inside just kind of breaks in a good way. The tension. And he just kind of smiles and gonna very gently take her hands from like gripping onto the bottom of her dress and just kind of hold onto her hands and just bring her a little bit closer.
She's just gonna look up, a little bit of a worried expression on her.
I thank you for saying that. Whether or not this is what I was meant to do, or fate decided, or any of that, that's what's important to me, is that this was your choice, and this is what you want. I know things are messy. You've learned a lot about who you are, who's supposed to be where. No matter what happens, no matter who steps into your life, Twig, or steps out, I'm gonna be right here. I'm not leaving. And I'm going to be whatever it is you want me to be. I would like to be your knight. I would like to be your father. And hearing you say that, it feels good. It's a good feeling. And I promise, and this is me, not Sir Nalfian, this is Nalfian, this is me saying I promise I will do anything, whatever it takes. Even after today. No matter what happens, no grave is going to hold me down. We'll always be right here. Do you understand that?
She'll just nod.
And Alfin's gonna pull her and just kind of hug her really tightly.
It was really scary, you know.
It was very scary.
But, and with Lila too, I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah. But hey,
I don't want you to go anywhere.
neither of us did. And we won't. Besides, we have to watch you kick everyone else's ass at that tournament.
Well, I mean, that's not really guaranteed yet. I don't wanna... I mean,
Confidence. We're gonna work on that.
but I'm sure a lot of people there have been, you know, better than me for longer. And so, you know, that's okay too, right?
Yes, it is okay too, but you know what? It's okay to be good at things, Twig. You're really good at this. And you're gonna do your best, and you're gonna, what do they say? You're gonna have fun while doing it. As long as you have fun, that's all that matters. But also, you're also gonna win.
Guess we'll just have to see, right?
Right. Alright. I'll stop pestering you about it. And he'll kind of like look behind him and grab one of his night books. I do think that I need a refresher on the Pride chapter, though. What do you think?
Oh, right, we can do that.
Alright. He'll hand her the book, and he will take his due diligence and, like, sit on the floor, take some notes.
Heck yeah, man. Alrighty. Sounds good to me. Alrighty. Boom. Okay. So with that, our adventurers eventually do find themselves heading to rest. As after a long day and a grueling uphill battle, they eventually do get some well-deserved rest. So, eventually, sleep does come as all of you recover and get the effects of a long rest. Can I have proficiency in knighthood? I don't know, man.
Is it a peaceful rest this time?
It is a peaceful rest, yes.
Yay!
No nightmares, no
I'm
nothing.
I assume Yuri and Lila probably share a room, at least close by.
Oh, at the
Yeah,
Hunter's
that
Lodge, yeah,
sense.
for sure.
Okay, before they sleep, Yuri will just go and hug Lila at some point. Like, not say anything, just like hug her and just be like, I've had time to process. I'm really glad you're alive.
Lila will obviously like hug her back and she's like, thank you. But if Yuri's willing to stay up for like another couple minutes, she will talk to her. And just kind of maybe like sit down next to her on the bed and be like, so we kind of, I mean, you know, almost done, but we did the thing here in Wheat Hill. How do you feel? It's kind of, ever since I've known you, it's kind of been build up to this.
Yeah. I don't think it feels real. Honestly. Like, you spend so much time building up to something and then it happens and you don't really consider much of, well, what about after that? That's just kind of like your goal, and then it's done and you're like, right. I don't know, it feels good to not feel like I have this thing looming over my shoulder in a way. I mean, I'm not tied to this devil anymore and you don't need to worry about what he's gonna ask me to do next. And I have all this crazy power now, and there's a lot of responsibility with that, but it's nice to know who I am rather than who they tried to make me out to be.
Right. I mean, in a way, I think you just kind of answered what your next step is, like discovering yourself truly, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know, I need to see what's up. I guess my whole point, I think, is to help fight the Dark One, and I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I don't really have anything else that I want to do. At least until all that's over, and then I'll...
And then that's another thing to be like, okay, now what's next?
Yeah, that's... I don't want to go back to selling incense in a small shop in Sandpoint.
That doesn't feel like you.
No. I don't know. What are you gonna do afterwards? I know you have more direction, I guess, but...
Oh gosh. I mean, probably go back to Hearthcrest and complete my studies. I mean, the dissertation is a portion of it, but I doubt I'm going to be able to finalize everything while on the road. Maybe pick up where my family wants me to be, you know? I don't know. I guess kind of all been leading to one thing my whole life. I've had a lot of direction in that regard. I guess I'm lucky in that way.
Is that what you want to do? I mean, I just want to check, because everything I've heard, your relationship with your family is a little rocky. And I guess being where your family wants you to be, is that where you want to be?
I mean, in a way, isn't everyone's relationship with their family pretty rocky? I don't think I know a lot of people that don't have, something.
The group of people you're with aren't the best right now.
The track record shows that Lila has at least a family. But I don't know. It's in a way kind of scary to not do what's expected of me, at least, because then yes, there's the freedom, to do or be whatever you want, but then you're on your own. And I've had it pretty easy, I guess, in the sense of I have a lot of expectation, but also a lot of direction, and that weight of what do you want to be kind of was just unnecessary. Never really thought about what I want. It wasn't an option. So
This is a good... At least you got a lot of time. Now you've got a direction of what
Yeah.
else you're doing. There's time to think about what you want to do after. And
maybe
I don't
that's
know.
something we can kind of figure out together, all of us, obviously, but maybe we're in the same boat a little bit, more than I realized.
Yeah. You might be right. I mean, when I was younger, I kind of had this thought of maybe one day going to the college. I've been there, obviously you saw me. I was there a few times to just pick up some books and read some things, but I don't know. When I was younger, I just thought that would be really cool to learn about things, and now that I know there are so many things I don't know, it seems more like that might be a nice change from constantly feeling like I'm in dangerous, death-defying situations or whatever.
That would be a good tone shift to just,
Yeah.
instead of first-hand dealing with things, hearing about them in books again. I mean, you've even been doing that longer than I have. I'm sure you want a break.
Sometimes, but you just don't get the chance to stop and think about how much you've been doing. I think if we really all sat down and tried to go through it all, it would be overwhelming almost to try and consider all of that. I guess I just partly need to see what Nalfian and Twig are gonna do as well. 'Cause Twig might... That was two ahas, and they had different tones. That was three.
All I'm saying is, if y'all gonna be open about it, people are gonna notice.
Right. That was partly him.
I would definitely agree that a piece of discovering yourself. Just a piece, a small piece. The smallest minuscule piece may pertain to him and Twig, obviously.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe. We'll just have to see on this journey of self-discovery that we'll all be taking together.
Right. Yes.
Well, I hope you got everything you needed from this. And I hope you got more than what you needed, especially with your dad.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I feel like I did.
I'm really happy for you.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely not the end. There's
No.
still so much.
Yeah, like finding my weird not aunt who is somewhere and but
And
that
seeing
is
everything that you're going to be capable of.
oh yeah. We'll work on that later. That is something we're gonna put to one side for now. Does this mean I'm technically the oldest? If I've like had all these, my power comes from like many years of like reincarnations or something. Does this mean I'm technically the oldest?
Well, that depends on because there's a few different religions that believe in reincarnation, or not believe, but take emphasis on reincarnation. And I'm not super familiar with Paylor, the faith following Paylor, and how reincarnation plays in there. But what I'm going to assume is that those lives aren't necessarily you, but rather power that's reincarnated in you.
Fair. I think I just like the idea of telling Nalfian that I'm far older than him and seeing how he reacts, because I think that'd be hilarious.
I can back you up then. I can pretend like I know even more about this than I actually do.
Please do.
And
Please.
then,
That would be
we'll
perfect.
just say that. That'd be really fun.
Amazing.
But hopefully we won't have nightmares tonight, and it'll actually be a peaceful sleep.
Oh yeah, I'm so ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good night.
She's gonna hug her one more time.
Okay. They hug, and then we go to bed and get to sleep and have a long rest.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Two of you head off to sleep. Nalfian and Twig doing the same in the Merchant's Last Coin, as all of you do receive the full effects of a long rest, and boy is it a good one. No nightmares, no nothing. Just peaceful sleep and dreams that you enjoy. So, as all of you wake up in your sort of separate areas, Eurydice, you are the person that is obviously having only need your 4 hours. Same with you, Lila, but and you, Nalfian. Jesus. But
Everybody.
Eurydice, there is somebody that comes to speak with you, as you can hear a light knock on your door, as you can hear your father's voice say, Eurydice, would you mind taking a walk with me this morning if you're up for it?
Yeah, no, that sounds really nice. And she's gonna get up quickly and go for a walk in this really pretty place.
Sounds good. So, as the two of you begin walking throughout the area of the Huntsman's Lodge, just taking you back and forth between different areas, through the different like gondolas and small buildings that are like elevated up in the air, crossing these like bridges of vines and wood that has just kind of been moved and shaped. He looks around the area until eventually you get to this one spot where there is a small hole in the canopy. above you that just sort of trickles in sunlight as it hits not only the bridge where the two of you are standing, but also creates this like massive reflection of like sparkles and like all these multicolored streaks of air just shooting out from around that rift that is currently sort of sitting atop, floating above that lake. So he looks down on it and he says, I don't know what compelled me to do this, as he sort of has his arms over the railing as he's just talking, looking at you, and then back at the rift. I don't know what compelled me to do this, but I know that your memories of me and your mother are probably fairly limited, all things considered. So I wanted to tell you a few stories. Hopefully fill in some of the blanks.
He is gonna lean, like, kind of put her hand as well on that railing, looking down towards the rift. I would really like that. I mean, I don't remember a lot of the things. Lots of them got messed up. I don't know, but I would really like to hear them.
Well, so for one, your mother, she did a lot of things around the city, around Wheat Hill. She was somebody that everyone could get along with. You were hard-pressed to find somebody who had something negative to say about her. So much unrelenting kindness in that woman. There was a graceful quality to her. Even when she wasn't sure of where she was going, she walked with poise and grace, and she was beautiful. She was so funny, too. Unfairly funny. We would always joke that the dad is supposed to be the one who makes all the stupid, silly jokes that aren't funny, and that was especially true with me, because mine were... my jokes were never funny, and she could make a room light up. She was a performer of a sort. Music, singing. She eventually got so well known in the area that any of the bards would come to her first, ask if she'd be willing to share the stage with them. Started to organize the events. She was so efficient, so clean, so organized. She was great. But, oh my goodness, there was this one thing she would always do. Always, always, always do. Where we would be doing something. We'd be relaxing, we'd be on a date, we'd be somewhere else. And she would suck her teeth, like, and never disapproving, but it was always when she was thinking about something that wasn't related to the conversation we were having. We'd be talking about something. Maybe your name. About If we could drop everything, if I could leave the rift alone and we could go, where would we go? In the middle of the conversation, she would go. She would suck her teeth. And I was always bewildered. Because she was lost thinking about something else when we were talking about something important. I remember the day that I left. You were especially young. I suppose it would have been maybe a week or two before the fire. I felt pulled back. Something bad was going to happen in the rift. And I explained it to her, and she understood. She knew from the beginning what I was and who I was, and that I would need to leave periodically. And I remember saying, "I love you." She said it back, and we hugged. And that hug, we embraced each other for an hour. It felt like a split second. I remember right as we were pulling apart, she sucked her teeth. And I remember being frustrated almost. Even in this intensely personal moment between us, she sucked her teeth. She was thinking about something else. For such a long time, that noise became a pet peeve. But when I came back, when the house was gone, she was gone, you were gone, everything I'd built in this world was gone. I would have given anything to hear that noise. And he kind of sits there for a long while, looking at the rushing rivers and streams back at the rift gate. The people we care most about. They sometimes do things that we don't get, we don't understand, or even frustrate us. The one thing I've learned is you need to cherish those things. Because who knows? Who knows when their thread will be snipped from the pattern? And you'll never get to hear it again. That man you travel with, Nelfian, I see the way that he looks to you. I know the way that I looked at your mother. So I know that I haven't been the best father. But if you don't mind me prying a little, I was just curious. Do you think that's something that could develop a little more? Or is he have his heart set on something that he'll never be able to achieve.
I. She does that thing where she clasps her hands kind of like in front of her. And looks down at the rift and then at her dad. Well, I think so. We haven't talked about it too much. There was a period where I kind of said that I liked him. And he obviously had he had trouble with it because I just think he didn't think it was a good idea because of who he was, but he's very different now. And now he knows when I need someone to hold me, or he knows when I don't, and he knows when I just need someone near me without me saying anything. And he knows when I get flustered or panicked because something is anxious, and I know that he runs into things without thinking about them properly. But I think he's also incredible. And when I was talking to Lila about what I'll do after all of this, one of the things I thought of was, well, where's Nalfion going to be? And obviously Lila and Twig too, but I really thought, where will he be? So, maybe? I've never dated anyone. And I don't know.
You had all that to say, and you finished it off with maybe.
I'm not good at this. I've never dated anyone. I went on one date with a guy who turned out, I think he genuinely just wanted to go dancing. I think that wasn't even a date.
Oh.
Oh, am I stupid? Am I dumb for that?
No. Maybe a little naive, but definitely not stupid.
I don't know, we dance a lot. That's one thing we do all the time. He's a very good dancer, and I think I might have picked some stuff up from Mum.
Yes. For all my dexterity with a bow, 2 left feet on the dance floor, so that you definitely got from her. I'll say this, and we can move on. But the way that you talk about him, the way that he looks at you, I'm not saying anything needs to be done, but feelings like that are rare. Once in a blue moon. You shouldn't feel any shame or stupidity for feeling the way that you do. I've learned that life can be too short. And you need to take every opportunity you can to tell those around you that you love them, and you care for them, and that they mean the world to you. Because who knows? Who knows where we'll be in a month, or a year, or 10 years. Do whatever your heart says you should do, Eurydice. Follow that. because it seems like your heart is leading you in the right direction.
With you and Mum, who liked the other one first?
Oh, well, I like to think that it was sort of a mutual attraction at the same time, but no, it was me. I saw her perform one night. I had one day. One day that I could spend away from the Rift Gate. One summer night. It was miserable outside. The climate's always so nice here, being influenced by the Feywild, but it was miserable out there. Storming. It was incredibly hot, and the winds seemed like they were about to rip off the thatched roofs of some of the farmhouses. And I remember I went into the tavern, and I could hear this singing. I could have sworn that it was a siren. Some mythical creature that was trying to lure sailors to their deaths. And I look on the stage, and all I see is a beautiful woman plucking away at a harp, singing these heavenly verses. That moment I could feel my heart sink all the way to my ankles. The world froze, and I would have done anything just to talk to her. I listened, and I drank, and I left that night. I didn't say a word to her that night. I saw that she was speaking with another man, and for all of the deeds I've done in my life, all the honor I have, I thought that I was unworthy of her. So I left. I came back the next summer, and the next summer, and the next summer. Well, eventually I built up the courage to say something to her. I had mentioned that I was a traveler in the Riverlands. Every summer I would come, and I asked if she had remembered me from the past few summers I'd been there. The look in her eyes when I said, I've been here before, I've seen you perform before, you were wonderful. The rendition you had of Thy Flame Will Burn was beautiful that you sang 2 summers ago. She looked at me and smiled and said, "Oh, yes, was it?" She didn't remember me at all. Oh. But after that night, I don't mean to brag, but I'm quite a smooth talker, and from that night, I think that she started to feel a very similar way to me.
You there multiple summers, and you had the audacity to start off with, I like to think it was mutual attraction at the same time.
Well, I said I'd like to think, not that that was the truth at all. At least from the moment that we first. Maybe I like to think that when I first walked in there, she saw me, thought something similar, but.
Okay, Dad.
And you see him kind of deflate a little bit as he stares down at the stream. All right, so maybe it was me, and it was painfully me.
That's wonderful.
Oh, I'm glad you think so. After she found out the truth, she picked on me quite a bit about it. She would call me her number one biggest fan. And I was.
From the sounds of it, you were.
I was. Oh. God. He laughs and continues to look at the rift gate.
No, that's wonderful. It's nice to know more about her and you, and I guess that hopelessness in romance runs in the family a little bit.
Yes. So I'm very sorry to hear about your bad luck, but it seems like where you may have had your mother's dancing, luck with love, at least initially, it seems like you got that from me.
Yeah. I'll think of something to say to him. I mean, he almost died on that mission when we tried to get Draven Hunt. There was a moment where Draven had him on the ground, and we really thought that might have been it. And I don't know what I would have done. I was in shock and panic, and I just wanted to fix it somehow. And I think if he'd actually died, I would never forgive myself for not talking about this with him. At least once.
And that makes sense to me. Well, I know that you'll be leaving the lodge soon, and you'll be leaving Wheat Hill soon. And, well... And at this point, he kind of peels back from the bridge and turns to face you and says, I know that I can't come with you. And I hope you understand. As much as I wish I could, I can't. But regardless, I want you to know how happy I am to see the beautiful young woman you've grown into be. So full of so many of the same qualities that made your mother such a wonderful person. And I want you to know that I am incredibly proud of you, Eurydice. And if she were standing on this bridge with us, she would feel the exact same way. And he'll hug you.
She'll hug him too. And she'll say at some point, I don't want to leave. I know that I have to, and there are things that we need to do, but I really wish I could just stay here for another week or month or year or something. So nice, and I love being here with you and just having a home.
It is, and I wish you could stay as well. You have places you need to go, people you need to help.
Yeah.
But, not all over. Because I have a small gift for you. I guess you didn't think that your dad, being the all-powerful warden, Rift Warden of this particular portal of the Feywild, wouldn't have a small gift for you.
Hmm?
As he pulls out what looks to be a small box with a nice little leaf kind of bow on it. I had someone else do it. I was never very good at wrapping presents, but
That's wonderful. She's gonna take it and very, very carefully undo the bow and open the box.
as you do, you can see what looks to be some type of weapon, a dagger of a sort, but very finely made. You can see that the sheath and hilt and grip of the blade are made from a lot of the same materials that the bridges and furniture seem to be made of. Wood that is woven or sung into its position. So it's not cut. It was merely coaxed off of a tree and shaped into this. And you can see that as you pull the sheath away, there are two things that you notice. For one, the blade itself is this translucent green, almost like glass color. And as you peer through the glass, you see generally the surrounding area, but it's from a different perspective than what you're looking through it. As you peer into the glass, you can see that it gives you vision of this particular area, this small pocket connected to the Feywild. And as you turn the dagger around, you can see that within the hilt, it is this perfectly spherical orb. And on the inside of the orb, there is this, what looks to be a flower, some kind that has bloomed. And he says, "Do you mind if I see it just real quick?"
She hands it to him.
He takes it. He says, "Now, I understand that you can't stay, but you can at least take a part of this with you, and wherever you go, you can put a small touch of the Feywild wherever you go." And he's going to take the hilt and, or the pommel, and he's going to just tap the pommel on a part of the bridge. And you can see in about a, like a small, maybe like 6-inch diameter. It's not very, very big at all. There is just a collection of these bright, colorful flowers that begin to bloom. And you can see the petals on the flower in the pommel, they close. As you're ready to see, and this is something I'll add to your inventory after the break. This is just a +1 dagger that lets you cast Druidcraft once a day. And it's just a modified version of Druidcraft where you just create a small cluster of Feywild plants.
That's so pretty. Okay, I love it. He just looks so, like, bewildered, but also like, this is so beautiful, and she recognizes that, and she holds it very carefully, almost knowing that it's a dagger and it's sturdy, but almost like the magic and the weight that it carries emotionally is enough for her to be delicate and careful with it. That is so beautiful. This is incredible. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And listen, I understand you have that fancy new spear that is very, very, very impressive, but gotta remember your roots, right? And he kind of looks at the dagger and like it's made of tree bark and like looks at you like, get it? Roots? Roots?
You weren't lying. That's
I
awful.
thought that was funny. I thought of that this morning and I knew. Oh, all right, all right.
It's good, it's good.
I don't need your pity, but I will take it regardless.
No, I just think you should leave the jokes to Mum.
Oh, all right. You know what? I can see that at least you have my humor then. That's good at least. Oh. And that the two of you laugh. And you sit on the bridge for a little bit longer. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk with your father about Eurydice?
I don't think so. She would just want to hear more day-to-day stories of like funny things that happened with Mom and him and herself, and just like that's all she'd really want to hear. She'd just want to hear those kinds of stories. That's it.
Sounds good. So, yeah, and that is exactly what the two of you do. You spend a good portion of the rest of the day until you and Lila decide you want to head back to Wheat Hill, talking and joking, maybe having a small lunch together, and you, yeah, eventually.
Feywild lunch. What do they eat in the Feywild?
It is it's kind of like a combination of like like lambless bread from Lord of the Rings. It's a little bit of that. And then there are these like salads, but they're like fruit and nut salads, but a lot of like the fruits and the nuts that are used in it are native to the Feywild. So everything is like super brightly colorful. You know in the Peter Pan movie with Robin Williams, when they go to eat like the ice cream and it's like all rainbow colored, that's a lot of what these salads, what they look like.
Ooh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yuri would show Lila the dagger as well. Does it basically, when you look through the blade, does it basically show you bits of like the Feywild? Is that basically what it shows
It
you?
shows you this place in particular, the Huntsman's
Oh,
Lodge.
so cool.
Oh, that's so
Shoot,
sweet.
Lila.
Yes. So it's almost like a snow globe, but not as quirky and lame.
It's like, what is that? The third Santa Claus movie,
Oh, yeah.
where there's a snow globe room. I mean,
Hell
that's
yeah.
all the Santa Claus have the snow globes, I guess. But I'm thinking of the third one.
That's okay.
Yeah, Lila would probably say exactly how Felicity said, "Aw, that's awesome," or something like that.
And at some point, Yuri wants to send a message to Lady Maisa through Lila, because Yuri doesn't have sending.
Yeah.
Do you want me to spell out exactly? Because she doesn't want to say a lot. She just wants to say that she, like, broke away from Day, and Wheat Hill is free. That's pretty much all she wants to say.
Do you want to say anything about Hunt?
Do we want to say something? Because she's hidden in flame, so I assume she'd, like, know by now.
Yeah, I guess we could probably leave it, especially since we got Rothgar here, so it's probably not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is all.
You would receive a response from Lady Maisa, and she responds by saying, "That is good. Well, that is good to hear. You are free now to pursue a destiny of your choice, not one forced upon you." That's where it ends.
Cool. Okay. That's it. We'll just leave it there.
Okay. Alrighty. So with that, the two of you finish up your small lunch with Rodan and eventually head away back towards Wheat Hill, if I'm understanding correctly.
Yeah.
Yee.
don't really want to go anywhere else.
You're leaving the party. You're heading.
Yep. We're going through the rift.
Yep.
New campaign.
New campaign. Oh, God. Okay. So with that, the two of you head back towards Wheat Hill. Eventually, after a few hours, maybe getting back around 2 p.m., you do... Let me go ahead and... 1400, there you go. Getting it back about 2 p.m. to the merchant's last coin. You return to your friends with now Lila, Eurydice, Twig, and Nalfian all reunited under one roof and with talks about where they're going to go next. And we're going to go ahead and take a break right there just because that's a pretty good break point. And we'll be back in like 5-10 minutes at the most. Take a quick break and we'll hop back in. Thanks for tuning in so far, and we'll be right back.
scars long have yearned for your tender caress, to bind our fortunes. Damn what the stars own, rend my heart open, then your love profess, a winding weaving fate to which we both atone. You flee, my dream come the morning, your scent berries tart, lilac sweet, to dream of raven locks and twisted stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. The wolf I will follow into the storm, to find your heart, its passion displaced by our ever-growing, hardening into stone amidst the...
Hello, everybody.
Yes.
We are back. We've returned. We are here. We are here. Said all the who's down in Whoville. And we're going to go ahead and hop back in to today's session of the Isles of Iverion. So, picking up where we left off, our group of adventurers for the first half of the session had found themselves a little split up for the time being. As, ooh, that's a little much. That sounds like someone was in the bathroom.
Go into the bathroom? What's that?
Sorry.
Interesting.
I was busy during the break. I had to take care of business on stream.
Yes.
Okay, so there we go. All right. I hit the wrong button. So, picking up where we left off, our group of adventurers had found themselves finally reunited after an afternoon and a morning separated from one another. Eurydice and Lila being off the Huntsman's Lodge, spending time with Ephraim, the astral alien who has the solution to their problem of destroying these vestiges of shadow or bubbles of evil, whichever terminology you prefer, and to cleanse the area so the Dark One's grasp on Wheat Hill and the surrounding area of the Riverlands cannot grow stronger and wider. The only downside is the detonation of the bombs that Ephraim has created will indeed destroy the town of Wheat Hill. Now, the goal is to remove all of the people, but there are still some logistical issues to deal with there. So, Lila trying her best to help Ephraim as much as she can. Eurydice spending some much needed and much long-awaited quality time with her father. The two of them share very sweet words to one another, a talk of Nalfian, of Eurydice's mother, and of the relationship that Eurydice's mom and her dad had, and how it grew to be what it was. So after that breathtaking, or not breathtaking, so I forget the word I'm looking for.
Wholesome.
Huh? Wholesome? Yeah, thank you.
It's
After the
wholesome.
I don't know why I said breathtaking. That was weird. After the wholesome conversation between the two, Rodan did present a gift to Eurydice, a small dagger that, while magical in quality and in characteristic, also provides her a window, so to speak, that she can look through to look back on the Huntsman's Lodge whenever she wishes she could return to this particular area. So, with that, Eurydice and Lila head back, as Nalfian and Twig had a very heartwarming conversation the night before, talking about family, and how even if fate or otherwise says one thing, regardless, she is happy that Nalfian is a part of her family. The wild Vin Diesel appeared and drove a car through the merchant's last coin. And that didn't happen, just want to clarify. Having that conversation, Nalfian presented a gift to Twig of 2 more Kingdoms and Castles cards of the Wardens of Afera pack, in an effort to hopefully help Twig in her tournament that she participates in Hearthcrest within the coming weeks. So, with that is where we pick up. The... Yep. and Selah. So with that, that is where we're going to go ahead and pick up as our group of adventurers that afternoon, right around 2, 3 o'clock. They reconvene in the merchant's last the merchant's last coin. Finally reconnected, as they can see that there is one Alistair who is sitting in the center stage, plucking away at his guitar. Plucking away a nice, quiet, wholesome melody as the four of you reconvene. So with that, all four of you sitting down at a table together, I open it up to you. What would you like to do?
Well, how did it go with the Children of the Flame yesterday?
Surprisingly, this Throfgar guy, he's pretty alright. Now
Really?
will kind of explain everything that happened in that moment and kind of Draven's fate. Also that they are aware of what we have to do in the city.
That's good. After talking to Ephraim, he's gonna try to make it not so aggressive, but I don't know, I really think we should just plan for the worst and hope for less. So I'm glad they know.
Yes, they've been doing their job at getting people out as well. So if we want to go forward with this within the next day, I think it's safe to say we've got as many people out as we could.
All right.
How's our resident angel doing? And now they'll look at Eurydice.
She's gonna look like she doesn't really know how to respond to that bit. But she's gonna go, well, I talked to my dad. We took a walk. It was really nice. He told me all about my mum. And, oh, he gave me this. And she's gonna get out the dagger. She's gonna hand it to Twig. And she's gonna say, look through the blade.
We'll skeptically do that.
And yeah, you see bits of the Feywild through the glass of the blade.
Well, Huntsman's, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
I think I'd agree with that.
Yeah, and I can't do it today, but I'll show you what else it can do tomorrow. It's really, really cool. Yeah, I'm feeling good about the whole angel-y thing. Yeah.
Alright, I mean, it's not every day you grow wings and fly.
No,
But I'm glad
didn't
you're
think...
feeling good about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can... I'm feeling pretty good. I could probably do that again. I feel... Not in a tavern, because my wings are pretty, they seem pretty big, but, yeah, it was nice. It was cool. Dad
And
gave me
my-
lots of good advice, so...
Lila, you're feeling okay?
Yeah. Are you? It's kind of funny, but overall, yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot of thinking last night, so I'm alright.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Twig? How are things?
I mean, I'm alright. I guess I should also thank you, Eurydice. Nalfian gave me the cards that, I guess you also helped get.
Oh, you gave them to her. Do you like them?
I do.
That's great. I was thinking, along the way, we could make sure that we play some games, we give you some practice, and you'll be all ready, and you now have these really cool cards along with your other cool cards. You'll be all set.
She's got to get that
I feel like it's
practice in.
definitely a good
She
idea
kick
to have
ass.
practice.
She's gonna win. And Delphin kind of like whispers that, but like loud enough for Twig to hear.
Mhm.
Eurydice like whispers back, "Oh yeah, no, absolutely, no doubt."
You know, I don't know if I'm trying to think of other Kingdoms and Castles players I know that maybe know some of like the the secret moves or something like that. But if you want, maybe like on our way out or on our way to Hearthcrest, we can send a message to some of them and see if they have any pointers for you before the tournament. Stuff you can kind of practice on before. I know games tend to have those like exceptions to rules and things like that. I'm not a Kingdoms and Castles player, but I feel like that might be helpful.
Oh, if you're willing to do that, of course.
Oh my gosh, of course. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head right now. I might have to ask Belle. Do you guys know anyone? I haven't really been a minute since I've been to Hearthcrest, and a lot of people come and go, so.
I can't think of anyone, but we can keep our eye out. Keofi seems to know a fair
I've
bit.
never been.
Oh, isn't Keothi a good player as well? Maybe she knows some secrets and everything too.
Hmm. Yeah, it seems like a good idea.
Look at that. You have your own
Also, where is
spirit stick.
Keothi?
Yeah,
Sorry,
is she
yeah,
here?
where's Keofi?
No, you're fine.
Said, where is Keothi?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Blossom.
The two of them have been working
fuck
fairly
no.
nonstop with the temple as of right now.
Okay.
But I'll say that at this point, probably getting a late lunch. I would say the two of them arrive together into the tavern as you're like, "Where's Keothi?" She's like, "I'm right here."
Well,
How perfect. She's always here where she's meant to be.
Correct.
wow.
She's gonna sit
Except for
down.
Salamander.
And Blossom will sit down next to all of you and say, "Oh, hey there. Sorry that we haven't exactly been too present and everything going on. We're just trying to do what we can to help, make sure anybody that was hurt is healed up and all that good stuff."
That's all right. We were spread pretty thin yesterday too, just trying to get everything done, so no worries.
Well, I did, yeah, well, that's, at least good to hear that. Seems like everybody's been, keeping themselves busy in the meantime. So that's good at least. Blossom will kind of smile at everybody. Nod.
And, well, I had, something I wanted to share with all of you. I am very happy that, well, needless to say, I was able to help out in whatever way I could with everything that happened these past few days. It's nice to have purpose and to be able to get back to helping people, to being kept in the mountain for so long. It was nice to go out. But
And you see her kind of shuffle uncomfortably.
sadly, it seems as though my path is being pulled elsewhere. I was given a message by Lightbearer Dorian Elmer. No, not Dorian. Sorry.
I was like, Dorian.
Yes.
I got
From the past.
I got mixed up.
I received Lightbearer Hrothgar Elmer, he asked to speak with me. He knows that Dravenhunt is going to be marching his way up to Bromsgrove and is going to be making his way through Bella Clara. Now, while he knows that Draven will have no history of his memories, he wants to make sure that he at least stays moderately safe. So, me and the other Goliaths are going to be accompanying him and keeping him safe on the journey back to Bella Clara and then eventually to Bromsgrove. So, sadly, sometime today I'll be heading out. I wanted to stress that meeting all of you was a wonderful opportunity. And even though our time spent together was rather strenuous, all of you are just really, really cool people, and I just really like you a lot.
Now Finn will extend his hand to shake Keothi's.
Oh no, we're way past that. Is she's gonna get up over the table and reach and squeeze and hug you and be like, "Oh, you are so skinny. I could probably snap you like a twig, but I'm not going to."
So it was great to spend time with you. You are a great warrior. Thank you.
Oops, sorry. She kind of lets go a little bit, not to crush her rib.
But seriously, thank you for everything.
Yeah. Yuri will reach over and hug her as well. And she's gonna say at some point, oh, and if you see Bianca at any point, would you be able to tell her some things for me? We haven't been able to have an actual conversation. Just let her know that I'm not actually tied to Asmodeus anymore, and I'm pretty sure Asmodeus doesn't want her dead anymore.
Okay.
So we're all good.
She pulled out a journal and started to write.
Well, never thought I'd be writing something like this down. Oh, and we're all good. Okay.
She underlines all good.
All good.
And she blows on the ink and shuts the book and wraps it.
Aw.
Tucks it back in.
All right. Any other messages in case I run into any of your, well, allies, I guess is the right word. My friends, your allies.
I think they even know who I am, so.
I mean,
Oh, do you want me to introduce them to you? Okay. I can
Yes,
do that.
let's bonding.
Yep.
Having allies. Good
Correct.
idea.
It might be a
all
good
right.
idea to sorry. Were you gonna call them right now? Is that what you
No, I wasn't. That was a weird interaction between me and Lila. I don't know why she was acting like that.
Because you had the whole moment where you're talking about Bianca with everybody, and now it's gonna happen with Lila, and I'm just like, that's funny. Okay.
Okay, Lila. Anyway, now
That was
Finn- I know.
Okay, well, Lila's going to hug Keo
No.
and say, "Don't be a stranger, okay?"
Okay. Anytime I have free spells at the end of the day, I'll make sure to send at least one of you a message.
Ugh, please do. I'll do the same.
Okay.
Well, do you think before you go you might have time for a round of Kingdoms and Castles?
Yes, I think that now is a very appropriate time to play Kingdoms and Castles.
And I don't know if you know any secrets or know anyone who has any secrets about how to be very good. Like, those
Secrets.
trade secrets.
Got hacks.
Are you asking if I know how to cheat in Kingdoms and
No.
Castles?
No. No
like
one said
in-
anything about cheating here.
Yeah, like
We
in that chess game, there's moves that are canon, but not everyone knows them. I don't know. I don't play board games. I don't know.
That chess game. Do you mean chess?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know there was a fantasy name for it, so I just.
Nope, just chess. Lila, are you okay today?
I'm gonna mute myself.
What do you mean, mute yourself? What is happening? Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway, well, I know a few things that have helped me, but honestly, a big thing with Kingdoms and Castles is fine-tuning your deck and understanding how it works. I know things that help with how I play, but my deck is centered around the Western Salamander and specifically the Council of Yggdrasil. Having the faith and gold and blood-based nation that they are, them sort of all three dipping into all of the different areas of resources. It's a little bit more complex, but you can do some really cool things with it, so it kind of depends what deck you have. Twig, and then learning what things work together well with it.
Well, I think either way, a little bit of practice would help with that.
And I agree. Well, no better time than the present, right?
She'll kind of reach into her bag and take out her wooden case and begin to shuffle her cards.
Oh yeah, Twig is so ready.
She already had her case on the table.
Not on the table, but she had it already taken out of the case, under the table, just holding it in her hand. So as soon as Kira said that, slaps down.
Oh, wow.
The thunk it makes. That's the confidence I'm talking about.
See. Well, I don't... Okay. All right. Glad you're excited.
And with that, she'll kind of begin to shuffle her cards. All right. First time we played Kingdoms and Castles the traditional way in a while.
Oh.
So, how it's going to work is you can make either an intelligence or a wisdom check. And Twig, you get your bonus D4 to your checks there.
But that's just for one round, I believe, right?
Yeah, you can choose to add it to one round. So
Yeah.
whichever one. And you can do that after... well, no, sorry. You have to do it before. You have to, declare that you're going to add it whenever you do.
Yeah.
All right. Keothi is also proficient in Kingdoms and Castles. The first round,
I should have
establishing
upped my
origin-
wisdom instead of my dex. Would have gotten that bonus.
Damn it!
Solely for this tournament.
Yes.
Where character development happens. Okay. So, obviously being in the first round, this is definitely a sort of setup and preparation round. So let's see, we're looking at... okay, so Keothi is starting off her first round with a 17. Begin shuffling, and you can see that she begins to lay out several cards that don't seem to be very imposing. Most of them are landmark locations like mines or docks, but at the very end of her first round, she does end up playing the Hearthstone itself, the home of the Goliaths. And she kind of says,
That's good.
And Twig, what'd you roll?
You got an 18.
18, okay. So you are off to a little bit better of a start than Keothi. As what deck does Twig have?
She's got the Ephara deck, and I imagine she's, even if she managed to draw it, she's going to be holding back any of the special expansion cards.
Oh, yeah, any of the warriors. All right. So, yeah, you hold back the, I'd say with an 18, luck is on your side. You draw, we'll say Varnast and Alec. You draw both of them within the first round as you're sort of going through the motions. And one thing that happens on your first round is typically it's normal to at least get one of the tribes out or one building of the tribes out, but you are actually able to get the Temple of Istitia down, as well as the Astronomer's Perch of the of Acadia as well. So you're able to get the air and water tribes with two key buildings for them to be able to generate the type of resources that you need. The faith resources being solely faith-based as a deck. So Keothi kind of looks at you and says,
That's a good move. But I don't know, this next round, I think the Goliaths may have something to say about that.
she kind of coyly smiles at you, and I'd like you to make your second check now, as Keothi is going to add her D4 to this round.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to do the same thing.
Yep. Ooh,
Fight me, Kyo.
That's not good. Oh, that was pretty good.
Ooh. Oh, okay, well, I wasn't that good. That is a 25.
Ooh. Okay. So that is also going to be a 25 from Keothi. So you can see that. I know, yeah, you two are button heads, as that is going to be a tie on that one. And you can see that she does play a few cards. She's able to play quite a few Goliaths down, and she's also able to play several of the heroes of the Council of Yggdrasil and a couple of the capital buildings as well, generating a fair amount, a really good amount of blood, faith, and gold, where she's able to start building up all of these armies, these huge structures. But with the Afera deck, you only need to focus on one thing. So building up as much faith as you can, you are able to play several specialty units of the Aferan natives, as well as getting the other two key buildings of the other two tribes out as well. So the world tree of those followers of Elowen, and then the blood temple of the Casa tribes. So you're able to get all of those things out as you're now sort of, you have all those cards laid out, you have all of this, you're building up all of these special units, and Keothi's kind of nodding like,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be honest, Twig. I'm a little nervous about this last round. But not for me.
as she laughs very dopily, as go ahead and make your third and final check.
Much aggression.
Please. Please roll.
Oh, that's not very good.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, that is a dirty 20 total.
Oh, man, that's a 14 for Keothi. You can see that the one downside of this deck is, Twig, you can recognize that once it gets going, it is like a steamroller, but Keothi's just not able to draw the cards that she needs. She used a couple of them earlier, and you can see that as she's going through it, she does end up in her final round. She does play Varnas Talmaru, and you know that whenever somebody plays a hero card, that hero can't exist anywhere else on the battlefield, even if it's in somebody else's deck. So she does restrain you a little bit by you not being able to play Varnast, but in that moment, you are in that final round, you draw Dogolin and Morgonix. And you know that the
Sorry to go,
warden-
Alec. Let's go!
Yep, you know that when at least 3 of the wardens, and Dogolin is considered a warden, having at least 3 of the wardens on the field gives you a substantial bonus to faith and can overpower most individual troops. So with that, Twig, do you you can either do Keothi in easy, or you can demolish her if you decide to play the 3 wardens that you have in your hand.
Go demolish her.
Yeah.
She ain't a big talker like Kyo, so I imagine she just, sees it in her deck, keeps her best poker face, and then just places them down just like with a little delayed smile as soon as Kyo notices.
Oh no! Oh. All right. Go ahead, do your final attack. I won't concede you win, but I'll let you add up all the numbers and everything. I know that's the best part.
And she very, very much will, doing the maths out loud and everything. Just that level of pretentious.
Albion is like, damn.
Yeah.
Proud.
You can see, as you're talking around, and Twig, you're adding the numbers out loud, you can see that Alistair's kind of making his rounds, plucking away at the guitar, and he kind of looks down, and here's the numbers you're counting up, and he leans over to Keothi and says, "Oh, love, that's not good. Yeah, you lost pretty bad. Oh, is she still counting? Oh, that's really rough. I'm very sorry for your loss. Oh.
She's gonna kick ass at the tournament.
Oh, yeah. Twig, I will say, if you ever want to play Kingdoms and Castles, back when I was younger, I was a junior champion, so,
Oh, wait,
right.
really?
yeah.
Oh, well, then we definitely need to, if you're willing, that is.
Well, I haven't picked up a deck in a while, but if we find a deck, so to speak, maybe I'll see if I can find one before I leave town, and we can see what happens.
Unless you're scared to fight her right now.
Well, I never said. I just don't have a deck on me. That's all I said.
Oh, yeah,
Yuri's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
hold up her
I mean-
deck. Do you want to borrow one?
What?
Well, you can't back down now, friend.
Mm-hmm.
Which nation
Offer on the
is it?
table.
That's a big question. Which nation is it?
Well, which one do you usually play?
So I typically, like, I
I
had
mean, a junior champion should be able to pick up any deck.
You should be able to
but-
really play all of them.
Well,
Mhm.
that is
I mean-
not how the game works. You might be able to bait me into battle here, but you cannot convince me that decks don't matter. For one, that's just
I think
ignorant
you're
on your behalf.
afraid. I mean,
I
we
am
have a
not
future junior
afraid.
champion right here, and
Okay, well, she's not
I
future.
know she's pretty intimidating.
She's not junior champion material. This girl's champion material right here.
Right. Well, why don't you have a seat and let her prove it? Nalfian will get up and let him have his seat.
I had a Wild Waste deck that I made because I liked, when I was younger, I really liked the Wild Waste stories about the cowboys and the furbolgs and. But
Made.
let's see, that's Bella Clara. It's a gold-based nation. The Wild Waste was pretty similar. It was just golden blood.
Yeah, see? So you have this! And she's gonna just kind of put it down on the table in front of him and, like, pat him on the shoulder.
All right. And you see him kind of crack his neck. He as he sets the guitar down and hands it to Keothi and is like, "Here, play that." And Keothi's like, "I don't know how to play this."
Wow.
That's fine. I need
But
silence. I
Keothi
need to
can sing,
focus.
so.
Yeah.
Keothi. Boom, 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 boom.
Just like
Alright.
Ghost plays it and just like, he's just making guitar noises.
Ding, 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 ding. All right. Give me the deck.
Yuri's just gonna, like, try and psych him out. She's gonna message him and she's gonna destroy you.
He's gonna look at you so serious and say, "I'd like to see her try." And he's gonna start shuffling the cards, not
You do that
obnoxiously.
like magic thing and like
Oh.
shuffle it while. Oh God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Wrist
Sick.
shuffling. He started doing the piles like super fast. All right.
Oh, she's gonna. She really wants to make him drop him. she has telekinesis for a reason.
All right. Here we go. All right, Twig. I'm doing. Remember, I'll respect you. All right. But I also respect the championship that I hold. Now, Alistair has expertise in kingdoms and castles, so.
Oh my
Okay, but does
god.
she get like experience and can add to her modifier if she does well?
Well, hey,
It's
you know.
true.
When can I get expertise for Twig?
Well, maybe if you all determine as a group that Alistair is good enough to come with all of you, then maybe he can teach Twig a thing or two.
Okay, as long as she gets expertise before the tournament. This needs to happen.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't look at this deck, so my first turn's probably not going to be that great. So because he didn't look at the deck at all, he has disadvantage on his first turn.
Okay.
All right.
Twig's gonna try start out strong and add that D4 now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Please.
Oh! Oh, that was a natural one.
You know what?
yeah.
That's really funny because I got a nat 20.
Oh my god.
So that's
my girl.
that's a 40.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
I'm gonna say with a natural one on his part, which let's see, that would be -10. Or that'd be +10. So that's just a 1 at that point. You can see that he immediately, as you start laying down the cards, Twig, you realize by the end of the first round, you've laid out your win condition. You were able to play all 4 of the wardens that you have, all 5 of the wardens that you have, in one go, in one turn, building enough faith in that turn. You notice this like killer combo that you have that is purely luck. And you can see Alistair has nothing by the end of his first turn, sort of fumbling and struggling with the cards that he has, having to reread them as some of the cards have changed since the last time he played. As he looks over at what you have, he just blinks. And Twig, you can win right now if you want to.
Nah, see, Twig is willing to keep going with the game. Just, play with her food,
That's my girl.
So, Twig, that means you have advantage on your next roll, and Alistair has disadvantage on his next roll as he tries his best, but he's just not able to get these money trade systems set up in his favor. All right?
No one can in Bella Clara, so it kind of tracks.
Okay. So 21. He's gonna add.
Oh.
He gets to add a d6 to this roll. So 24.
Yeah, funny thing is, I rolled in that one as well, but since with the advantage,
Oh
it was
my
at a
gosh.
6, which I guess is better, so it's a, 12, 14. Wait, yes? 6 plus 8. 14, yes.
Okay. So with that, you do stall a little bit. You realize that maybe was not a good call to spare him then, because you can kind of see him smile over the sort of brim of his cards as well through Bella Clara. He's able to play he spends a lot of this turn setting up enough resources to play several different assassinate cards that take out Varnast and Doggelin, leaving just
That's
Alec
illegal.
and Morgonix.
I have
Yeah.
to roll high. That's illegal.
Yeah. As
Take anyone, but not Doggelin.
he's as he just knows that separating Alec from Doggelin is the good call here, and then getting rid of Varnast not being able to have those heals. He apologizes, but he's like, I'm sorry. It's the only way I could win. And with that, you two are now on a very even playing field going into the third and final round. This is straight roll
Sweating.
from both of you. Ooh, that was not good.
Shit, that went off the table. Oh god. Okay. I rolled too hard.
Palm sweaty.
Oh god. Okay. That's a 15.
15. This is 17 on Alistair's part. And you can kind of see him. He starts playing some cards.
Trash.
And he's sort of ramping up into a victory. And you see him, he kind of stops from, he says, no, wait. Where did that go? Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Shit. As he's kind of looking around his cards, and you can see that Twig, he was ramping up to victory, but it seems like he's stalling now. Like some of like the money systems that he has kind of weren't maintained. They weren't kept up. The upkeep wasn't paid for them. And he kind of starts to panic a little bit as you can see that he's running out of opportunities to do things on his turn. And your turn is up next, and eventually as it gets to the end of his turn, he says, oh no. Dang it. Well, I passed the turn. As you can see that he wasn't quite able to accomplish his win condition.
They able to see if he was throwing the game.
Yeah, go ahead and make a insight check.
Because Twig's actually good at those, I think. Wait, is it she? No, she's not. Never mind. She's kind of good at them. Okay, that's a 6. My dice are broken now. They rolled me that 1, that 20, and now they just hate me.
They're broken now.
Yeah, so with an insight check of what, 6 total? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Ooh.
2 plus 4.
No, as far as you can tell, he is being honest and truthful. And as far as you've been paying attention with your passive perception, it doesn't seem like he's done anything or slipped any cards or anything like that. He just wasn't able to get to the win condition, even though you set him up for it. But it's now your turn. And with your 2 remaining heroes, you could very easily win, Twig.
And she's definitely going to take it now, because,
Your dice are rolling back, so they're punishing you for not taking the initial 20.
they're like, we did you so good. How have you forsaken?
Dang it. That was close. That was really close. Well, listen, I don't have my own deck to give you cards, which is tradition most of the time, aside from in competitions. Competitions, you're not allowed to... Nobody gives any cards unless you really feel like the person has earned it. But... yeah, how about this? I can't give you any of my cards right now, because I don't have a deck. I had to sell it a while ago. So how about this? Provided that I accompany you to Hearthcrest, what if I teach you a thing or two? And we call that my payment for losing.
Oh, I think that more than works.
And listen, I promise you I'm a lot better than what this game led you to believe. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I promise you, I know a thing or two about kingdoms and castles.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's not like the others are the greatest either.
Now Phil laughed so hard at that. Oh, she's not wrong.
What do you mean? I tried so hard.
Hey man, brings on that proficiency level. Y'all are just peasants.
All right. Well, I suppose that if I am the one who can teach you, then I suppose I will.
Yeah, when he says that, Naufel kind of look to everybody and say, I hope you all don't mind. I did offer the invitation for Alistair to go along with us. And when he says that, he kind of gives like Eurydice and Lila a look like, I don't know if I regret this decision yet or not, but I did.
Well, because
I assumed you were. I don't think there was
I
much
thought-
of a question about that.
Yeah. I kind of
nice.
hoped you were.
All right. And he kind of, when you say hoped you were, he kind of looks at you and is like, oh, okay. So, to write, William Bosserman, sexy.
What?
Right. No,
William
we don't.
Boston's
No, we
sexy?
don't need to go back into this whole conversation. It was.
How have you been,
know,
Blossom?
Naufel's giving Lila like, yes, please, thank you.
Alistair takes the guitar back from Keothi and says, thank you. And he's going to get up from the table. Bling, ding, 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 ding.
William Bosserman. What? That's so funny.
He walks away.
Can Yuri go after him real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
As you sort of catch up to him.
Yeah, she's gonna kind of get to him and just kind of like tap him on the shoulder.
Okay,
And she's
listen.
gonna go.
I know the William Bosserman thing, but it was a whole conversation that Nalfian and I had. I don't think William Bosserman's sexy. I think that he's a hack. That's what I...
Oh my god.
Uh huh.
I'm sorry.
That's not what I was gonna ask you about, but thanks for the clarification.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
It's a little...
What instruments can you play?
Well, so for one, quite a few actually. I can play the flute. I can play the guitar. I do have every once in a while I've been able to actually work with a piano. That was kind of fun. So I have a very basic understanding of that. The lyre, the lute, the drum. Now to play the drum, which isn't very hard. You just kind of bang on it, you know. And also I've had some practice with the harp. A little bit. I'm not the best. It's a complicated instrument, but a little bit.
Okay, because I was talking to my dad, right, and I didn't get to spend a lot of time with my mum, or she passed. But apparently she was a really great bard, and she performed here. And one of the things she did was she played the harp. And I want to be able to feel close to her and have something to work on, think about. So if I picked one up at some point, would you be able to help me learn a bit?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's really sweet. I'd love to help. Like I said, I'm probably have to practice with it a bit myself, so I don't teach you anything wrong. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to help.
Great, thank you.
I also,
That's really nice.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
I also had a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a little weird, and I apologize if you're uncomfortable talking about this, but there was something I saw the other day, specifically the day of the siege, that I thought I really wanted to ask you about, because it was unlike anything I've ever seen before. I saw a giant, fiery, shadowy man in the sky, and then a slightly smaller woman with angelic wings and hundreds of people behind her fighting the tall, shadowy man. And the person that I saw fall from the sky with the wings kind of looked a lot like you. And,
Yeah. So, big fiery man in the sky was Asmodeus. Yeah. Me and him had a complicated relationship, and I decided the morning of the siege to end that, and he wasn't too pleased about it. By breaking that control, I unlocked this whole weird thing that gave me access to all this kind of like radiant power that I should have had that Asmodeus was holding back. I had a big fight with Asmodeus in the sky, and now I can have wings, which I won't. I feel like I'll hit someone if I do that in here. But yeah, that's what that was, pretty much.
I think that's very cool. I mean, more than that, it's impressive, I suppose. I just I don't know. You always hear stories about that, you know, great warriors like fighting against the shadow and evil and darkness. And I was just curious why you fought so passionately again. Like, what drove you to do that? Obviously, I understand Osmodeus, big fucking evil guy, but like, if he promised you something that you really wanted, why wouldn't you take it?
Well, I mean, for a start, I was sick of having this thing looking over my shoulder and controlling me and manipulating me and lying. Because that's what he does. He doesn't just offer you something, that's it. It's manipulation and pain and grief. And it's not fun. And I was ready to fight him, and I was ready to die fighting him because I just couldn't spend another minute feeling like somebody else had a hold of who I was. And on top of that, he was offering me things that I really wanted, and even though I knew at least one of those things was utter bullshit, it's still... my grief doesn't give me a reason or an excuse to hurt other people. And that's what he was having me do. It just isn't fair. I guess that's why.
No, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
I would say, on the whole, heroes fighting and waging these great wars and battles, I would say that you're far braver than I am. You freed Nigel and you got yourself involved in all this and you were there in the siege. But the difference between us is that I have wings and I have a lot of magic that lets me get away and that lets me do this stuff. And you, as far as I've seen, you might surprise me, you don't. You don't have great blades like Nalfion, you don't have the magic like Lila and me do, and you don't have all the stuff that Twig has. But you still fight, and you still do what you think the right thing is to do. So in a way, you're far braver than...
and you see him. You see a softness come about him that you've really never seen before. This compassion. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
It's alright. I just thought you needed to hear it. Whilst we're having a conversation, Lila. You particularly glad to be on this journey with?
I am happy to be traveling with many esteemed adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I mean, is Lila a very beautiful woman? Of course, of course she is.
Yes.
But so
Yeah.
are you, and Nalfian as well.
Yeah.
A beautiful man. He's not a woman.
I'm just saying, you seem to have great intentions. I just wanted to remind you, and she kind of just like raises a hand and just like knocks over one of the chairs. I can move things with my mind. I have tripped many people. I have pushed many people. Just bear that in mind.
Wait, I wasn't muted when I laughed that loud.
Yeah, got it. Got it. Yep.
Mhm.
Got
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice speaking to you. Thank you for agreeing to the lessons and all the nice words and all that. Have a good time performing. She's just gonna smile very sweet, very innocently, and walk back over to the group.
As you walk away, the music just kind of stops as he just looks down and is like, what? Oh, God. Okay. As he kind of eventually then goes back to playing and walking back around. Right. So as Yuri, you sit back down with the party, you can see Blossom kind of is chit-chatting back and forth a little bit and says, so well, there's something I wanted to share with all of you. As we all initially said, and we all initially agreed upon with your conversation with May, after each day, should I have the resources available, I'd be keeping her updated on our adventures. What we saw, what we've seen, where we've been. Sometime tomorrow morning, May will be arriving here in Wheat Hill. She wanted me to share with all of you that this business with Ephron, that she and some of the other members of the Silent Shield would be taking it from here. As this is a very, 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 very sensitive thing and wants to be made sure that experts in this particular field will be able to assist and minimize the damage. She wanted me
It's a
to...
good thing.
Yeah, and she wanted me to clarify that she's not trying to take any of the glory from any one of you, that you all still saved the town from Dravenhun and everything related to that. She just wants to make sure that the town isn't destroyed in the process. It's just that it took her a little while to get everything straightened out, because before the Silent Shields came, she needed to get permission and counsel with King Kjaldarson, so that took a little bit, but that's what she's doing today. So should everything go according to plan, she'll be here tomorrow morning with, I think, 4 or 5 of the members of the Silent Shield.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I think that's the thing we needed most assistance with in the end anyway, right?
I agree. I mean, if they're gonna help reduce damage, and I don't think any of us have a problem handing that over to capable hands.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be heading to Hearthcrest come morning anyway.
Good. Good. That, good. Now there is one more thing. After speaking with May about everything, she has seen what I've done with all of you, and she's impressed. Very much so, in fact. Due to some recent events related to the Silent Shield, there's an opening that she's extended an offer to me to no longer be an initiate, to be a full-fledged member. But if I accept, I'll have to go back to Tarkir to receive briefings from May related to certain sensitive topics. And I won't be able to continue on the journey with all of you.
Well, while that makes me personally sad, isn't that what you've wanted?
Well, yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm very happy to see Eliza and Theodore again, but I don't know, I've come to really like all of you a lot. And I don't know, when she told me this morning, I was excited and happy, and then I realized that, well, I wouldn't have that much more time left with all of you, and I was sad. More sad than...
Lost an opportunity waiting.
Yeah, you're right, and I understand, and it'd be silly to say no, but...
What?
So don't say no.
I mean, we're gonna be in talk here eventually, right? We need to head down that way.
That's right.
So
Yeah, it's not
see you again.
goodbye, it's see you later.
You deserve to go and see your son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. In fact, I messaged Eliza this morning and told her the good news, and she was so happy. Thank you all for being understanding.
Absolutely. I mean, someone's gonna have to make fun of me and knock me down a couple pegs every now and then, but I think Lila's got that covered.
Oh yeah, no problem.
And if Lila doesn't have it, honestly, Nalfian, you could probably use a haircut. It's getting a little... your undercut is starting to grow out a little bit.
That's cute. Alistair. She's gonna give
It's
him a look
little-
like,
a little
that's a
bit...
boundary.
That's
That's a
Kinda,
boundary.
a little bit like a porcupine, honestly.
Nalfian is going to like take down his like hair from like the ponytail it's in and just kind of let his beautiful fucking luscious locks float. He's gonna do like the little head wave thing. I'm sorry, this is that what you're talking about? Because and then he looks at Twig. I think that it is. I'm gonna put my hair back up.
Yuri's just gonna telekinesis slap Alistair.
Oh, ow! Oh, is that how
Remember
this
what I
starts?
said.
Oh, no.
Remember,
Oh, no.
I slapped it out of him, I can slap it out of you.
Anyway, Blossom. Now, as he's
Goddamn.
putting his hair back up, I will miss you though. I'd be lying if I said I didn't.
God, look at you getting all soft on me, gonna make me cry.
Ah, come here.
That's not
He's gonna hug
fair.
her.
Oh, I hate
Yeah.
you. Oh, and she's gonna squeeze you
love me.
hard. And oh, shut your trap. Of course I do. Ugh. Ah.
Maybe we can have one last girls' night, instead of a girls' day tonight. Like, I don't know, braid some hair again before you go.
Could I join in?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I find I
I
don't
mean,
know.
Alistair,
who's-
you could as well if you get a bow tie.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
great
let's hear
idea,
about a bow
Joy.
tie. We can
We have
braid
two
your hair up
chauffeurs now.
real nice. Yeah.
I
Now we shoot daggers towards Alistair.
I have listen, I love the look of a bow tie, but you see, I have this style with my shirt where I like to leave a few buttons undone to really, accentuate
I
the
don't know.
necklace that I
A bow
wear.
tie would look really nice, Alistair.
You think?
I do.
I mean, I'll definitely, I'll think about it, and we'll see what develops. Yeah. Sorry, what was that? Who needed me? As he kind of like walks over to the table.
Wow.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, we could make some tea. We could play more Kingdoms and Castles. We could, oh my gosh, I haven't painted in a while. We could even do like a wine and canvas or juice and canvas.
That is the most wholesome thing. Oh my god.
I don't know if we planned on being productive today in the session, but I'm going with
so.
not anymore.
Not anymore is definitely the answer.
I like that idea. We'll give one last hurrah. Right, Blossom?
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Oh, I wish we could take a picture.
Well, you could just paint it, I guess. If you're painting anyway.
This is true. I guess I could paint the whole group. Is Lila a good painter? Let me roll a D4 real quick. I have no idea. Let's see. D4 roll. Even she's good. Oh, she got a 4. Okay, she's good at painting, I guess now. So.
All right. Amazing. Okay. And so Blossom agrees. And Keothi is very thankful. With her big chunky fingers, braiding hair is not exactly something that comes easy to her. So to have somebody
Alfred is gonna braid Alistair's hair, and he's gonna do the tightest fucking
practically
braids.
cornrows, like
Oh yeah.
yanking at his fuck that
Practically
hurts.
scalp him.
Oh,
Why?
it was. Someone doesn't have a very tough
Why?
head, huh?
No, not everyone has a steel scalp like you, Nalfian. Ow!
Why my hair looks the way it does.
Now, did maybe
Oh.
be nice?
I'll relax a little bit.
As you can see, his eyebrows are currently held back from the tension of his hair.
Oh my god.
I give him a little facelift. It's fine. Little facelift.
I didn't need a facelift. My
No,
skin
I'm
was
sure this will
fine
catch
the way it
Lila's head.
was.
No, don't
Now,
worry.
if you don't let him drag you down from where you were.
He'll loosen the braids.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Sorry. I will, Alfred will flip to the page. Refrain from the one of giving offense.
Lila will braid twigs if she'll let her.
Hell yeah. She doesn't really have much at the moment, though.
I was
so they
thinking
fall
what
short
she
now.
would do is take the two longer sections in the front and braid those, and then kind of weave them back into her hair
Sick.
with flowers.
That's the go-to with flowers.
Well, in the morning, I can use my dagger and we can put some really pretty fae flowers.
Yeah, we'll hold off on the flowers then until morning.
Well, I mean, Twigstoad has her little rose.
This is
Oh,
true.
yeah, we'd include that.
Nice.
A rose in the back.
What a wholesome night.
Alrighty.
And then at some point, I guess Lila will paint kind of like all of them at a table braiding each other's hair. Maybe like Last Supper painting style, but way more quirky.
Yeah, it was like.
Oh,
Oh, I can
Casting
summer. It's totally the vibe.
I don't think she could like have. Well, maybe she could do him turned around. I'm guessing she has the same skill I do, where it's like I can do most things, but some things are really difficult. So drawing people from the back, she's like everyone on one side of the table.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying now. Yeah. Okay, that checks out.
Oh, someone's dying tomorrow. Who's it gonna be?
Yep.
Big oof. Alrighty. So you continue throughout your night braiding and talking and laughing as Lila paints. So on this evening, is there anything in particular that anybody wanted to talk about, or are you just kind of spending the rest of the night relaxing?
Yeah. Like before bed, because this seems to be the trend. You're gonna make sure she goes and grabs an elf. And you're probably sleeping in a room with Twig, right?
yeah. I don't think he
sleeping
would have
alone?
put to bed
What do you
just yet, though.
Okay.
He would have once he put Twig to bed. You can see his night page is definitely open on the Pride chapter, and he's probably read it a million times. But he is kind of taking a page out of Twig's book. Like now he's actually writing in the margins and kind of circling
Oh.
things. Yeah. So that's what he would be doing. He's hyper focused right now on that. Just kind of sitting out in the hallway.
Okay. Then she will sit next to him. And she'll kind of look over at the book. You really properly studying, huh?
Yeah. I'm really bad at this. Shows you the Pride page.
I would say there are places for improvement, but you are getting better.
Yeah, Alistair is great at showing me that I am pretty okay at it. But every now and then, it's a little hard.
Remember not to let him pull you down, okay? Yeah. There are elements there that I can see from back when I knew you. Feels like a long, long time ago. Just don't let it get to you.
No, I don't. It's fun to give him a hard time. It truly takes a lot to get under my skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought the hair comment was a bit much.
Yeah, that was
which
that
is
was
why
the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a boundary. I tried to make sure he knew that, but I'm sure he'll learn very quickly. Your hair is wonderful.
And Nalvo kind
So-
of closed the book. So,
Yeah, I was going to say I can't even give you the lecture of we said we'd be careful. Because you weren't stupid in that fight. But I really thought that I might lose you for a second. And it scared me. It made me panic. I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to do something. You can't ever put yourself in that situation again because I don't do.
well, that's the thing you were to say. I'm gonna have to. I don't think this will be the last time that things get a little close. I have to protect Twig, I have to protect Lila, I have to protect you. It's what I do. And I think last night I realized that there was a time in my life where I didn't care if I lived or if I died. I do now. It was the closest thing that I've been to being afraid since those fucking creatures showed us what it showed us. But I realized that it could happen again and again and again. And I'm gonna do my best to make sure that if I do go down, I go down swinging. But I can promise you this. If something ever happens to me, Eurydice, I'll be back. I said the same thing to Twig. There is no grave that's going to hold me down. I've lost too much. I'm going out when I'm ready to go out. So don't worry about me. I'll be alright. And I'll be smart, okay?
Yeah, it's smart. I just wanted to
I'm
let
sorry.
you know. No, it's okay. I talked to Lila last night, and I got to have day with my dad this. And my dad told me about him and my mum. He told me how they met. He told me about what she was like, how she was so graceful and funny, and everyone liked her. She was so popular, and she was incredible by the sounds of it. And my dad's and he told me about when he left, about how he hugged my mum for so long. And he didn't mean to be gone for as long as he was. He got back and we both were gone. And when I talked to Lila as well, we talked about what we're going to do after this, after all of this crazy fighting and battling the Dark One, all these things. I said this to my dad and I said this to Lila to an extent. When I thought about what I'm going to do afterwards, obviously I thought about where is everyone going to be, but I mostly thought, where are you going to be? Because I don't want to be somewhere that you're not. And my dad told me about how he wishes he had more time with my mum and how things can get cut short. You don't know where you're going to be in a month. And I didn't know. I didn't realize what might have happened yesterday, and I don't want to be somewhere that you're not. And I needed to let you know that, because I would have hated myself if I say this and then something had happened to you yesterday.
You can see that he looks at you for a long time. And he smiles. That's a... That is a very interesting question to think about, isn't it? When all of this is done. I can tell you with my whole heart, I don't want to be naughty. We just have to get to the end. All of us. You know what I want? Nice house somewhere far away from all the bullshit. Somewhere where it's green and sunny all the time. Days are always longer than the nights. I've lived in darkness for far too long. Doesn't have to be too big. I want to retire as best knight there ever was. I want to see Twig become the best lady there ever was. Sit outside. And he like puts his arm around you, you're to see. Just like this. Not have to worry about anything. That's all I want when all this is over.
Yuri casts light, like sunlight, and she kind of throws it up just above them. And she leans her head on him. As long as we can have a room dedicated to books. We're out in the middle of nowhere, I'm gonna need books.
Alright, deal. But we'll also have to have a room where just solely for dancing because you gotta work on your steps because they're not great.
Hey, that's...
I'm only kidding.
You better
And then,
be.
you know, a room for kingdoms and castles because
Oh, yeah.
gotta showcase those cards.
And probably a room for Lucky, so we feel left out.
I'm sure Lila's gonna need, like, you know, when she comes to visit, just like a room for stars. I think there's a room. Is there a name for
I don't really know. We need, like, guest rooms for everyone, I think. And then we need a table big enough for if everyone's there. So much to think about.
Maybe we can see if Our Lady Twig give us a little spot in her kingdom. It's right next to her big old keep. We can wave at her from a distance up on.
That is a very beautiful forest. I think that sounds actually perfect.
Yeah. And he's just going to just envision that and just kind of sit there in that moment.
Yuri will sit with him as well and, like, hold his hand. And after a little bit of just sitting and thinking and envisioning what that's going to be like and exactly which books and all these things, she will, without looking at him, she'll just say, "You know I love you, right?"
I know. I love you too. Man, that guy over there's had too much to drink, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think should we help him, or do you think he's got it?
I think we're alright.
Oh, what do you do with a drunken sailor? Throw him in the cabin with the... As he falls
Joe-
asleep on the stairs.
Is it past midnight yet?
Yeah, at this point, I'd probably say, like maybe
Okay.
midnight-ish.
Then Eurydice will take out her dagger. And she'll just kind of like between the two of them, like on the wood, she'll tap it. And these really, really beautiful fey kind of flowers are gonna grow. And she's gonna pick them up, kind of saving them so that she can put them in everyone's hair morning, and she's gonna take one of them. Probably one that looks kind of similar to a rose. And she's gonna hand it to Nalfion. See, I can be romantic too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I both know the road that we're on. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And he's gonna give her a kiss. We just have to both.
It'll be fine. We've got this.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Yeah. Like 80, 70.
More like 60 recently, but we're working on it.
The number's increasing, I feel. And that's a good sign.
I say that because that's when things are going to be. That's when we can get to that point. And we will. Besides, I feel for almost dying, feel pretty good.
Yeah, you look pretty good for almost dying.
I have daughter again. I have you, Lila. I didn't think that I could be surrounded by this. And it's a good feeling. But it's late. We're gonna cleanse the town in the morning.
Oh, yeah. We've got that to do as well. Yeah, we need sleep. Okay.
And he'll kind of like walk her to the door, which I'm sure is like 5 feet away.
Yeah.
Good night, Eurydice. And thank you.
Good night. And you're welcome. And she's gonna
He'll kind of roll his eyes and give her a hug.
she'll hug him and give him a kiss and then head into her room.
Amazing. So, head in, and with that, everybody heads to sleep. Unless there was anything else that anybody wanted to do. Nalfian, Lila, Twig.
Blossom's leaving in the morning, right? She didn't already leave, right?
Well, she's going to be staying in Wheat Hill after all of you leave because she is staying with the Silent Shields after that point. And the Silent Shields are arriving in the morning.
Okay. Cool.
Nalva's just gonna like go and like sounds weird, but just kind of go and sit next to Twig and look at her and just be happy. I'm not gonna stare at her while she sleeps for too long because that's weird. But yeah, just envisioning being able to see her grow up. You know, and for a long time, I guess he does kind of stare down at her and trying to kind of like soft lad moment fight back tears because like I don't think anyone's ever asked him what he thinks is gonna happen after, and just being able to watch her grow up.
Yeah.
That is what I think gives him that hope, and seeing his little house on a hill next to her big old castle keep and knowing that everything that he has ever wanted is just all within an arm's reach. And so he'll look at her for a little bit, and he will take up his resident position on the floor next to her bed.
Alrighty. Sounds good. So with that, all of you head to sleep. And you get a full night's rest. So if you did, for some reason, expend any spell slots or anything like that, and take another long rest, you gain back anything that you may have lost before. And before the rest of you awake, Eurydice, as you are sort of doing your morning ritual and heading downstairs doing your thing, there is somebody that comes to speak with you. As you're doing whatever Eurydice does in the morning, Alistair actually comes up to you very early in the morning for him. And it seems like he hasn't slept since everyone went to bed. He comes up to you and he kind of sits down in front of you and says, "All right, I have some things I need to say."
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of time last night thinking about what you said. I've spent a long time, almost all of my life, I've spent it lying to people, stealing from people, doing things in not a great way just because I didn't know any other way to do them. And whenever somebody would offer me something I wanted, I would just kind of do what they needed me to, and then I would move on. And I attributed that a lot to the lot that I was given in life and the things that happened to me. And even if I cared about someone, they would probably give up on me anyway. So I thought that then maybe it wasn't a great idea, so I would just kind of give up on it. But then you said that thing. My grief doesn't give me an excuse to hurt people. You had so many things put up against you to prevent you from being what you should have been, what you are. So I decided to go, and I decided to read, and I decided to see what this Dawnbreaker was. Decided to read about Asmodeus. I read about the Knights of Tarkir and these oaths that they take, and how the first king of Tarkir was someone who also slayed Asmodeus. And I don't know. Could you follow me? I feel like I'd like to do something, but I think we need to go outside.
And he's going to stand up and he's
Okay.
going to walk outside.
She's looking very bemused, but she's obviously listening very intently to him. He doesn't seem confused about what he's saying. Like, she's getting it, but she's just kind of like, okay. She's gonna follow him.
Okay, he's going to walk a little bit of the ways out of town until there's this small little hill that he walks up with you. And you can see that it is interesting because Alistair is actually, like, most of the time that you've seen him and known him, he's just been wearing, like, clothes, you know, just, like, normal attire that you would see somebody wear on any given day, especially someone as fashionable as him. But you can see that he has small bits and pieces of very fine armor and a weapon on his side. And he's going to say, I don't know exactly what I'm doing here, but I don't know. I feel called to something. And I feel like for the first time in my life, I've got someone who is standing in front of me
not cutting me any slack in the little bit of time that I've known them. And they also happen to be this really, really, really scary, cool person from history. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of things are lining up, and I feel like I need to do something about it. A lot of times I would just run away, but I'm tired of that. I want to have courage. I want to have feeling of duty. I want to have compassion for people. I want to try and be honorable. And I mean, honesty, not really, but I can try. I'm asking if maybe I can learn some things from you, and maybe learn some things from Nalfian, because I'd like.
And he gets down on one knee and says,
I'd like to swear an oath to you, who has such a close connection to the light and to this righteous flame, because I can feel like something in my life will finally put me on a path that's something more than just floating. And I'm tired of ignoring signs like that.
and he's going to draw the short sword that he has on his waist, and he's going to kind of hold it up to you.
I don't know if you've ever done this, but I just read that this is what you're supposed to do.
I think I saw Twig do this once. You know what? Let me make it cool. And she's gonna hold the blade, and she's also going to use her divine soul. And two radiant white gold feathered wings burst out of her shoulder blades. I think this is fitting. I don't know the words, but I guess I'll just make them up. With this, you swearing this oath, whatever you did in the past and the things you've done up until now, they don't matter. But the most important thing, and the thing that I will ask from you, as long as you are always trying to be better than you, then you are doing enough. And even I sometimes struggle with the honesty, but just try to be compassionate, try to see how other people feel, and just try to be better than you were. Kind, and have compassion, and see how the small things you do help other people. And in that, be doing enough. And she will kind of lightly tap the sword on either of his shoulders, and she'll extend her hand to him. And if he takes it, she will kind of lightly beat her wings and like kind of pull him up and into standing position, like hold out the sword for him to take again.
As you rise and you pull him with you, you can see the sun begin to crest over the hillside, the dawn beginning to wash over Wheat Hill. And as you pull him up, and as he takes the sword back, you can feel that there is some bond, some connection that is formed between the two of you. And you can see the sword that he holds in his hand in that moment ignites in this radiant flame. As he goes, "Oh fuck! What?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's
what is
totally fine. I think that's supposed to happen.
Okay.
I think you're like, does this make you sir?
I don't know if I like that.
You don't have to use it. It's fine.
No, just Alistair's fine. I don't want to.
Yep.
I don't want to cramp Nalfian style.
But she will like hold out her hand and show him the flaming like spear. See?
Oh.
Doesn't hurt.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Nice.
You did good. You did. I think this was really good. You are going to be great.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope I can be a little more useful. Honestly, really the only thing I was good at before was playing instruments, lying, stealing, and those were kind of my three big things. And the fact that two of those things I'm not really supposed to do anymore, would have been a little rough.
Well, I mean, some of the things I was best at before all of this was one of them being lying, and burning things. So
Oh,
there's a whole journey. I think that's part of the point.
yeah.
You don't start off good.
Oh,
You
that's
get
good.
there.
That is a lot less pressure then, so I can.
I mean, I'm still gonna be harsh on you, but just to a fair degree, I feel.
Yeah, of course. I honestly listen. It's not like I did this whole thing because I wanted you to stop picking on me after you slapped me in the face just one time yesterday. No. Definitely not. No, there was. I know that when I say that, it makes it sound like, but I did it. I am very appreciative for accepting my offer, and I promise you I'll do everything I can to grow. As much as I can. In
And
the time that I can.
you're going to be great at it. I can tell.
All right. Nice.
Now, race you down the hill, and she is going to step off and just using her wings glide down to the bottom.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's fine. And he's gonna slowly, carefully, walk down the hill. This isn't. As he slowly makes his way down the hill, and you do beat him by a solid couple of minutes.
Nice.
Do we have a paladin? That's really cool.
Yes. So now on your
What is he a
adventure,
paladin to?
he is
You-
an Oath of Devotion paladin, kind of. So he's a level 5 thief rogue and a level 4 Oath of Devotion paladin.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
You from him swearing his oath, he now has one flame tongue short sword, which does radiant instead of fire damage.
Oh yeah.
So
It was attention.
It was because he said, I don't want to cramp Nalfian's style about the whole sir thing.
Okay, we just walk back to the inn, and I guess walk back in, looking very radiant, all that good.
Yeah, exactly. And about this point, I'd say that Lila and Nalfian are awake as well, as the two of you are downstairs talking about whatever you were. As you can see, Alistair and Eurydice re-enter. Alistair looks at you, Nalfian, and he's like, "What's up? How's it going?"
What were you guys doing this morning? It's gonna look really weird if y'all say nothing.
Right.
Well, he was looking to Eurydice like,
She doesn't know how to phrase it. We went for a walk, and Alistair was very honest with me and told me about wanting to be better. And, well, I guess I knighted you? I don't really know.
I'm sorry, what?
Lila will laugh and cover her mouth with that.
I don't really know what to call it, but I think I gave him some kind of power on the basis that he is going to try and be better and follow this path of kindness and devotion and compassion.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy for you.
Thanks.
For both of you.
That's great.
He's kind of looking at you, Nalfian, like,
Yuri's looking at Nalf as well. She's very cautiously.
Yeah. Nothing, just nods. I see. All right. Well,
I can't tell if he's jealous or
that's not it at all.
Yuri will she'll walk over to him and like put her arms around his shoulders because I guess he's sat down, and she'll say, "The best nights."
Oh, I already know that.
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I'm not even really a knight.
Oh no, I know you're not.
Well, all right. That seemed hostile.
We're gonna work on
No,
this
come on,
hostility
have a
between you two.
have a
No,
I
I
did-
listen, I spent a lot of tonight reading, and I haven't read a book since I was in primary school. I desperately need to sleep. I haven't slept in a long time.
Yeah, you go sleep.
Yes. Good. Well,
Mhm.
yes.
We'll be sure to come get you if there's any, sudden change in events. But
Oh, yeah.
go
Any
rest.
purification that happens while you're asleep.
Oh, yes, please get me before the town vaporizes. It'd be really tragic for me to do a whole thing and then dust.
Yeah. We'll get you before that. It's fine.
All right. Okay. And he's gonna make his way past the table. Ooh, now I'm really yawning. And up the stairs.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen, and that was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you said to him yesterday must have really got to him, and in a good way.
I think
And that's
so.
wonderful.
I told him, he asked what made me fight Asmodeus. And one of the things I said was that my grief an excuse for me to hurt people. And I think that stuck. And all the other things. He went and read about Asmodeus, the Dawnbreaker. I'm really proud of him.
That's beautiful. How does Nalfian look now?
No, I mean he's been nodding along this entire time.
I wasn't sure.
No. I hope you're like not misreading him. It's not. He's not being like weird about it at all.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Lila, if you have a room specifically for stars and stuff, would that be cool?
Like a planetarium. It's a really big room, though.
That's the word. Okay. How big?
So, honestly, it's probably small ones are the size of this tavern.
Ooh, that's... Okay, good to know.
Why do you ask? There's one in Hearthcrest we can actually go to.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Yeah, just wondering.
All right.
Anyway.
Alrighty. So eventually, with that, Twig does begin to stir, and all of you are able to make your way downstairs.
I can put fey flowers in people's hair.
Woo!
Yes, exactly. As you, as everybody gets downstairs, you begin to, Twig wakes up, heads downstairs as all of you are now united at the one table, waiting for any word from Blossom or May for what comes next. So in the morning, or I'm assuming you guys are just flowering up the hair. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
I guess like we really can't do too much until Efren gets back with the thing. And it does seem like people are clearing out of town,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? Like there
Yep.
should not be very many people left if
No, almost none at all. Redemne has been working with Aida to make sure that everybody's getting out of town. So now,
if the innkeeper is still here, let's tell her to leave.
yes.
yeah, it seems there's no denizens here, and in the inn especially, except for all of you and Alistair and Keothi and Blossom. But yeah,
For the best.
mm-hmm. So yeah, any food you want, you got to prepare it yourself.
That's good. Yeah, then I guess like the best thing to do is just kind of wait for Efren to show up and kind of go from there.
Okay. Alrighty. So all of you sort of chit chat in the morning until I'll say eventually around probably 9-10 a.m. Efren does arrive within the city itself and says. So he does greet all of you as normal and hopes that the past day or so has been at least a little relaxing for you, as he says.
So, I would like to inform you on a few updates that I've made, a few discoveries I've made in regards to our device.
All right.
I was able to make some modifications to restrict the detonation area. So instead of affecting such a large area, I believe it will only affect the immediate surroundings of the town and hopefully nothing more. None of the farmlands around should be affected aside from the areas in which are within the blast radius, but I still believe that is limited compared to where I had originally estimated.
Yeah, that's really good. Much better, actually. We also kind of have an update for you, and she'll explain that the Silent Shields, who are better at handling these otherworldly things and making them go over smoothly without doing a bunch of disruption to society, they will be coming to help aid in that process.
He'll nod at that and say,
Very good. That would be most helpful then. So then, I suppose what we have is to wait for them to arrive.
Yeah, a little bit of a waiting game. And then we're gonna start to head north to Hearthcrest, and that's where we'll meet up with you again, right?
Correct.
Or were we meeting him somewhere else? Okay.
As soon as I have everything prepared, we can rendezvous somewhere outside of the city and make our way from there.
Wonderful.
Nalthian's gonna look at Efren and say, what you did to my armor was extremely helpful in the fight against Draven. If you would like for me to return that for you, I can.
yes. Sorry, voice mod is... Uh-oh. What's happening? Oh. I don't know what's happening.
Too bad, now you gotta be a robot.
Is it at least his voice?
No,
No.
it's just... I guess Nelf's keeping it. Oh, well. I'll take my 19 AC.
What's happening? Oh no. Voice
Oh, no.
Voice mod's broken. Oh god, it's not even like closing. Oh god. Oh god. Why now?
What do we do?
Oopsies. So Lila's gonna turn to Twig. How did you sleep?
Okay, all right, I'm back.
Okay. Old enough.
So, as Twig is about to answer, Ephron goes,
No.
So, Nalfian, I had actually thought of letting you keep the enchantment and making it more permanent as not to interfere with my magic and have it something standalone that can do the same thing. As a thank you for fighting for the light and taking my side in some of these matters. It's the least I can do for someone who will continue to throw themselves in the face of danger.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'll be happy.
So yeah, he'll just ask you to take your armor right now, and do the little
Yeah.
etchings he can in the meantime, to give you that pretty much just +1 studded leather armor. As he's just like taking like small bits of powder and things like that. Oh wait a second. Taking small bits of powder and things like that, etching them into the leather on the inside of it, and okay. And
You
doing
good over there, bud?
No, sorry. I was making the edits on your D&D Beyond character sheet.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And it was doing a weird thing. There you go. I got it. Okay. So now your AC is
Thank you.
permanently 19 for as long as you have your armor on.
Leather on. Cool. Thank you.
So with that, he does finish the enchantment, and it is all yours. As you can see the magic slowly fade from it as he drops the enchantment of his own, but then immediately finishes it. The magic comes back.
Well, there you are. I hope that it is satisfactory for the time we're apart from one another.
No, again, thank you. I really appreciate it. As you can see, as prime example, the other day, it quite literally helped save my life, so.
Yes, and hopefully a more permanent effect will save you from a similar fate in the future.
The weird way of him saying, I hope you don't die.
Thanks,
An
man.
alien way.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So, after a little bit more chit-chat, trying to ask Twig how she slept again, eventually, Blossom comes downstairs and says, well, I just got a message from May. She should be here any minute now. The Silent Shields will be arriving later this afternoon, but she just wanted to be debriefed on everything by all of you before she called them in.
Sounds reasonable.
Right.
How are you feeling?
But before you leave, she's gonna pull out the painting. Please take this with you. You don't have to hang it anywhere, super visible. It can be in your bathroom if you want, but just so you have it.
Oh,
In your bathroom.
sweetheart, thank you so much. And she is going to give you a nice big hug.
Yes. Squeeze.
Squeeze. She takes a nice long glance at it. Lord. And eventually, after a few more moments of chit-chat at the party, you can see entering through the doors is one May Chalenfair. Same woman that you had met in Highland Pass now returns in Iverion in Wheat Hill. She greets all of you and goes through the motions and pretty much goes through the events as they had happened to you from leaving Highland Pass. The same, just making sure that the information Blossom gave to her was accurate for what all of you had given her. So just making sure, double checking all the information. I'm assuming all of you are honest about what was going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. She also introduces herself to you, Lila.
Hi.
Hello, it's very nice to meet you. And a little bit of back and forth, and eventually finishing in telling of the story of what happened here in Wheat Hill, she nods and says, I thought that I had already begun to heard word spreading of what happened with in the sky.
In fact, when I brought it up to King Kjoldason, apparently it was something that already made its way to him as well, in the brief time that has transpired here. So, knowing the truth behind that, we'll make sure to try and contain it as much as we can. Before coming here, I did investigate the vestige of shadow, as it was referred to by you. Ephron, I believe, was your name. He nods. Very well. So, if this device is truly what you say it is, I believe the members of the Silent Shields that I brought with us will be able to make sure that destruction is limited, and maybe the surrounding area of the city, but I believe most of the city should be able to be preserved with the magics we have at our disposal. But, in all honesty, that is a job that the Silent Shields and your friend here can handle. So if all of you have other places to go, I would not hold it against you if you decided to leave within the next couple of hours. As I can promise you that myself and the other Silent Shields will be sure to handle this situation.
Well, I think that's pretty much it for us then. We just wanted to make sure we got as many people out as we could, and the Children of the Flame here did a pretty good job with that. He kind of looks to everybody else. What do you say we leave this place?
I mean, it'd probably be best if we're out of the way, right?
Yeah, I think we've done as much as we needed to do here.
And now Thean's gonna get up and give Blossom one more hug before we leave.
Blossom squeezes you so tight and says, "Oh my goodness, just be careful out there, all right? If I'm not going to be near you to help you out, you just got to promise me that you're going to stay safe."
I will stay safe as long as you promise to give Timothy a nice hug for me. Was it Timothy? Thomas? What the fuck's your kid's name?
Theodore.
Theodore! No! Did you know you're expecting another one when you get home?
Oh my goodness, am I?
His name's Timothy.
All right.
Confident.
We'll white out and autocorrect.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, I'll be sure to do that special for you, Sir Doofencockle. Makes me sad to leave my brother behind, but I guess some
I will be
things-
sure to spread the Google Doofencockle name as far as I go.
Good.
You also don't be a stranger, okay? Send us messages when you can, and we'll do the same.
I will. I promise.
With that, as the four of you gather your supplies, you awake Alistair up from his nap, as he'll probably spend most of his time sleeping on his horse in the beginning parts of your journey. That's fine. So you all gather your supplies from Wheat Hill and begin to head out. As you do begin to leave, though, as you're exiting the city, you can see the sort of flash of magical energy in corresponding areas where there are these spellcasters that had inscribed them. And it seems as though the first of 3 silent shields have arrived, unable to exchange names or anything like that. You see there are 3 that arrive first. 2 of them look to be human men of some kind. One a little bit older, wearing heavy plate armor. The other one wearing a shroud around his head. Definitely more dexterous and lithe. And then the third, a tiefling man with this stark white hair and these curved red horns on his forehead. You can see the 3 of them talking back and forth with each other as they begin to head towards May. And you can see the 3 of them greet Blossom happily, and you can hear them shouting out her name and welcome to the club and we're happy to have you and all of these very jovial, nice greetings. And you can see that she greets them some bit of familiarity to some of these individuals. As you can see May begin to brief these 3 as they await for several others. So that as you begin to ride away from Wheat Hill back into the Riverlands, you are greeted by the tranquil sounds of the forest all around you and the sounds of the small rivers and streams rushing past you as you're making your way throughout the Riverlands. So, what I will say is that as the groups of you are leaving Wheat Hill, starting your adventure towards Hearthcrest in the College of, the first few days go by rather smoothly. More camping, more foraging, the creating of food, cooking, talking with each other, joking, and just generally enjoying each other's company. You laugh and smile with one another. You enjoy each other's company. Yes, no hunting is necessary, as Twig does have good berries, so you don't need to worry about that. As all of you are just generally having a good time. However, as you are continuing your journey, you can hear from travelers heading towards Wheat Hill, but just planning to make their way around it as opposed to stopping there after hearing what happened. You can hear strange talk of things in inns and villages that litter their way to Hearthcrest. Sounds and words of very strange stirrings. Some people saying that they had seen multiple graveyards in villages that seemed to have been dug up. Graves sort of being tranced on and disturbed. The sound of clattering bone outside of people's windows on any given day. Very, very, very disturbing stuff, to say the least. As you are not exactly quite sure what to make of it, other than the history you have with the undead and any undead related to House Markle. Flashbacks of those moments. You continue your adventure into another day as you see that the denizens of the roads are starting to lighten considerably. As there is this intensity to the air. As you're preparing to camp one night, no travelers on the roads at all. You begin to just look and listen a little more closely or clearly than you might have before. Doing so, I'd like all of you to make a perception check for me, as there's just something off in the air.
The 27 from Twig.
Oh shit, Twig.
Yeah, man.
22
19. My
from
dice love me again.
Damn. Alright, I guess I'll sit down with my baby 21.
I thought 13 was okay.
I mean, well, Twig has prismatic vision. You fart wrong and she'll know it's you.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's funny. So, as you're approaching one city in particular, you're camping right on the outside, as, you know, the streets so far haven't been dangerous at all. But this smaller town that you're approaching, one of the defining factors is a large water mill that is placed in the center of it. And Twig, Nalfian, and Lila, you all start to hear something. You can hear people yelling. You can hear the sound of fire burning. And you can hear the clattering of bone. As you go to get closer and closer and closer, very nervous for what may be happening. Yeah, summoning Echo Nalf, doing what you can, you begin to approach. And as the four of you and Alistair begin to make your way around into this town, you can see buildings on fire, farmlands on fire. And you can see surrounding this large mill, the water still being picked up. The building itself is on fire. You can hear people yelling on the inside of this burning building, and you see these enemies. What look to be like swarms of undead. Skeletons all clustered and clamoring together, maybe 8 or 9 all forced together, banging at the doors, trying to crash through windows. You see 3 groups of those. And then there's something else that you see entirely. That is something that none of you have ever seen before. You see this floating creature, sort of hovering slightly off the ground. Its skin like melted plastic just hanging off of its face. This large maw, one large eye on its skull, and these tendrils coming off the top of its head, the skin sagging and grayed, decomposing, its eye yellow and murky. As those of you with any type of proficiency in Arcana or in history would recognize this thing to be some type of a beholder, but undead. As the 4 of you and Alistair approach, you seem to have the drop. As you can tell that there are people in this mill that need your help, but also how easily you could get overwhelmed in this moment. And on that note, as all of you try to decide what to do next, that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Bro.
So let me go ahead and, just because I have it, I'm going to go ahead and pull you to the battle map so you can at least see and plan.
I'm sorry. Fucking beholder?
Yeah, what?
Yeah. Woo.
What level are we?
You're level 9.
Oh,
And we can handle it, but also like what?
but also like terrifying.
Yeah, this is good to know. I think I'm gonna prepare a few spells.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Alrighty. So, yep. Got a little bit of stuff going on. Things are on fire. That's not great. There are people in the building.
How many are in this swarm? On these swarms?
There's 8 or 9 that are in any given swarm.
Oh.
Okay.
So because there's still a swarm, a fireball doesn't affect, like, all of them. Like, it doesn't do, like, quadruple damage. It's just one set of hit points. Yeah, I know. Ran into that issue before. I just wanted to clarify that right away. That way we could do that. But yeah. So we've got that going on. We got the 3 swarms and the beholder zombie. What's
Ew.
that for? That was a die roll. Oh, why did the beholder zombie make a nature check? What?
Thinking about here.
That was a mistake.
I like that better. I like it. Beholder dancing with flowers.
He's just casting druidcraft with his eyes, just blooping down flowers.
Yeah.
Love it.
He's the midsummer queen.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's going to be it for today's session. Thank you for watching, everybody. Be sure to tune in Tuesday for the Salamander Coast, next Friday for the Explorers of Ephero, or next Saturday for the continuation of the Isles of Iverion. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.